Welcome into the broadcast here, folks. Second Pointers home game of the season, live from Goerke Park. It's a Spud Bowl. On the call today, I'm Ben Zatuni. Alongside me is Michael Wengen. Michael, how's your Saturday going so far?
It's going pretty well, Ben. This sun is really coming into the booth here, but other than that, it should be a good contest then.
Earlier in the day, it was about 85, 50% humidity, so it was probably close to about 100 degrees down on the turf field. The turf isn't the best playing surface to be on when it's hot out. But anyway, Michael, let's get to the case in point, the game. Pointers coming in 0-2 on the season so far. Their first game they lost to John Carroll here at home, 45-21. And then last week they went on the road to face Wabash in Indiana, lost by 3, 16-13 was the final score last week. What do the Pointers have to do in this game to get their first win of the season and the first win for first-year head coach Greg Brightback?
Well, this may sound obvious, but obviously you have to be the team with the most points at the end of the game in order to win. But in addition to winning the game, you have to win against your opponent in just every aspect about the game. You got to win against them on every snap, every play, and every chance you get to make a big play. Take the advantage because strike early while the iron is hot, as they say.
Now, going over to the Pointers' opponent, Dakota State from South Dakota, the Dakota State Trojans, coming in at 1-2 on the season. They won their first game 27-18 over Dakota Wesleyan. They lost week 2 to St. Ambrose 49-27, and they lost last week to Briarcliff 49-20. So they've given up 49 points in their two losses on the season, coming in at 1-2. What can the Pointers offense look to exploit on the Dakota State defense?
Well, I think a big part of it is hitting these weak points in order to get a high-scoring advantage. As you mentioned, they lost their last 2 games by giving up 49 points in each of the last 2 contests. So, it'll be about finding the big holes at the defensive line and also finding the receivers on the outside that can make plays, that can break away from defenders, and go down the field for a long touchdown play.
Now, getting our pregame show started here from Goerke Park. The Pointers' offensive players to look at in today's game. We have quarterback Matt Urmanski, the junior, coming in on the season. He's thrown 3 touchdowns so far for 481 yards. Got to cut down on interceptions a little bit. Who else are keys to look at for the Pointers game, or for the Pointers on the offense? They lost senior wide receiver Christian Almonte, switched over to wide receiver at the beginning of this season, injured his wrist again. So who else can the Pointers look for on offense today?
Well, I think the big thing is also the running game. The running game this season, the first 2 games, has not been great. A combined total of 80 yards between the first 2 games of the season. That's just unacceptable on the running side of things. So they're going to have to look, sophomore running back Zach Bozick, and then sophomore running back Jahai Segal as well. So they need these guys to really step up today, and as I mentioned, with these holes in the defense that they can find, they need to make some plays and get up the middle for some big yards.
Now switching over to the Dakota State offense, their offense in the first 3 games so far this season are led by junior running back Brody Fredrickson. He has 633 rushing yards on the season, going along with 4 touchdowns, averaging 7 yards a game. What does the Pointers defense have to do to stop Fredrickson?
Well, they got to contain the run. Obviously, they've given up over 250 yards of rushing almost these first 2 games. So it's really going to be about stopping the run early and forcing them to make some passes that they don't want to make. Obviously, they got to respect the run, and if the Pointers can stop that, they might be in better shape.
Now, you just mentioned forcing the Dakota State offense to throw the ball a little bit, and that brings up our Pointers defensive players, the Pointers defensive players to look for in today's game, led by senior linebacker Ryan Strick. You got O.J. James, defensive back, and the safety junior Sam Schaefer, number 7. O.J. James tied for the lead on the Pointers defense with 2 interceptions. What does the Pointers defense have to do?
Well, as you mentioned with Strick, the senior player really stepping up this season and really making a name for himself already on this Pointers defense for the first 2 games. So
and it appears that the national anthem is going to be sung soon, so we'll pause right here and we'll bring back our pregame show after the national anthem. And we're back live here from Goerke Park for the Pointers' second home game of the season. The Stevens Point Pointers taking on the Dakota State Trojans, hailing from South Dakota. Once again, I'm Ben Zatuni. Alongside me is Michael Wengen. Now, Michael, just under a minute till kickoff, so we'll finish up our pregame show here. We'll talking about the Dakota State defense. Their linebacker, number 5, Riley Janke, one of the key players to look for on the Dakota State defense. What do the Pointers have to do to slow the pace he's been on in the first 2 games in the beginning of the season?
Well, Riley Janke, the sophomore linebacker out of Madison, South Dakota, definitely anchors a part of this Trojans defense that they've had these past 3 games. So going out there, the Pointers offense needs to be ready to strike. Got to put some pressure on that defense overall. And you know, as I mentioned before, the running game has to be able to find some holes that the offensive line gives them, and also receivers need to get down the field and make some big plays.
Now, Michael, for the people just tuning in now, this being a home game for the Pointers, what are three things that the Pointers need to succeed at get their first W of the season and the first W for first-year head coach of the Pointers, Greg Brightback?
Well, the first thing they need to do is obviously strike on the board first. If you get the touchdown there at the beginning,
early momentum on your
get
side.
that early momentum going on your side, and it'll make things a lot easier for you going down the stretch. Obviously, you gotta exploit that Dakota State defense. You know, again, make some plays. You know, somebody's got to step up, especially with guys like Christian Almonte pretty much now done for the rest of the season. You got to have some of these guys who are starting to step up. And as again with the running game, the Pointers' running game this season has not been very good. So today is their real test of being able to get their season-long rushing performance up to a better stat.
And from the Pointer players gathering on the sideline, it appears that the Pointers have won the toss. We don't have any mics down on the officials, so it was hard for us to hear who won the toss. Dakota State is going to receive the ball first. So once again, Michael, the Pointers defense, what do they have to do to shut down that Dakota State rushing attack?
Again, they've given up almost 250 yards rushing this season, so really it's going to have to come down to the defensive line being able to get outside of pressure and being able to make a play on their running game. So realistically, they probably should not try to give up another 250 yards today if they can, but it's going to be a real difficult challenge for them if they do end up giving another 250 yards up today on the rushing side of the ball.
Set to kick off for the Pointers is number 98 freshman kicker from Melrose, Wisconsin, Victor Ponterio. And one of the two men deep back for Dakota State is Mitchell Galloway, the senior wide receiver from Orange Park, Florida.
Let's get this one underway.
Important thing to note, Michael, for the people at home is it's been hot all day outside, and feels like the temperature's cooled off. So we'll see how that affects the players. And with the swing of his leg, Pontero kicks off this ball game. That's returned by Dakota State. That's number 2, Michael Cleveland, with the fumble, and he's taken down by number 4 on the Pointers, Cameron Krasansky. Sophomore safety, from Thorpe, Wisconsin. So good start for the Pointers. I guess you could say defense or special teams forcing Dakota State to start deep back in their own territory.
Yeah, nice kick by Ponterio. Got him down to the 15-yard line, and the Pointers special teams were down fast enough to make the stop and put him on put the Trojans on their own 15-yard line. So it's an interesting start to their drive.
Trojans' first offensive series is going to start with their quarterback, Jared Richardson, in the shotgun, with their running back, Brody Fredrickson, behind him. Hand off to Fredrickson, bounces it back inside, tries to, and he's taken down for maybe if he was lucky, got back to the line of scrimmage. In on that tackle, Michael, one of the players that talked about pregame, linebacker Ryan Strick for the Pointers defense.
Yeah, and as we mentioned as well, too, the Pointers had to stop that run defense, or had to stop that run attack right away, and getting a stop like that on the first play of the game.
Two-yard loss for the Trojans, breaking up 2nd and 12 from their own 9-yard line. Hand off to Fredrickson once again, bounces it back outside, trying to get the corner, and he's roped down by safety Sam Schaefer, the junior safety from Prescott, Wisconsin. Continuing another play we mentioned in our pregame show, a key on the Pointers defense.
Yeah, nice play by Schaefer right there. I think he was also another guy in that Pointers defense that we didn't mention. Made a nice stop there. He looked like Fredrickson was
good job not allowing Fredrickson. You saw Fredrickson take the ball up the middle, and then he tried to bounce it outside. Good job by Schaefer not allowing Fredrickson to get that corner and get the first down. So that brings up 3rd and 14 on their own 7 for the Trojans. Richardson in the gun with Fredrickson behind him. Richardson, audibling at the line. And the play clock expired, and it looks like Dakota State did get a timeout in time before the play clock expired, but pretty good start for the Pointers defense so far, Michael.
Yeah, right. 3rd and long right now with the Trojans on their own 7-yard line. 2 great runs, stops on the run play. Good start for them so far. If they can just ice him right here and make him go 3 and out, I think that'll really bring some momentum on the Pointers side of the ball.
Now, being 3rd and 14 for Dakota State, pretty obvious passing down, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. They may try the draw play, but to be honest, like on your own 7-yard line, you want to get the first down being stuck in your own red zone.
The top receiver for Dakota State, real quick, Mason Layton, 20 receptions, 228 yards, 6 touchdowns, averaging 11.4 yards per reception. So Pointers' their secondary is going to have to hone in on Mason Layton. So brings up 3rd and 14 from the Dakota State 7. Richardson in the gun with Fredrickson behind him. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws, and it's complete to number 9. That's Mitchell Galloway, and he won't get the first down. Good gang tackling by the Pointers defense, forcing a 3 and out on Dakota State's first offensive possession of the game. Great start for the Pointers defense. You got to be happy if you're Coach Brightback.
That's what you want to see here on the special in this first series. Make the Trojans go 3 and out. Left them a little wide open, but able to make the stop.
Deep back to return for the Pointers, number 21, O.J. James. James going to have a full work day if he's playing in the defensive. Punts it away and bounces at about the 47. It looked like the 47-yard line. Hard to see with the sun glaring. So great field position if you're the Pointers offense.
Yeah, he had the scramble right there in order to get the punt off. It didn't want it to get blocked. So good field position for the Pointers. They're on the Trojan side of the field. Let's see what their offense can do.
And we talked about momentum in the pregame show. The Pointers forced a 3-and-out. Great momentum for their defense. Let's see if the offense can get it started. Sophomore running back Zach Bosick, first running back in the game for the Pointers. Urmanski in the gun. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. 1 receiver split out at the top of your screen. Urmanski hands the ball off to Bosick. Bounces it back outside across the 40, across the 30. He's going to go all the way. He's in for the end zone. Touchdown Pointers. Zach Bosick, first offensive play for the Pointers in this game. He runs it in for 6. Michael, we were talking about momentum. There's your momentum.
Exactly, right there. And wow, what a play by Bosick. And, you know, we also talked about how much struggles this run side of the ball.
43-yard touchdown run for Zach Bosick. Got to feel happy for him for the sophomore running back. Ended last year. His season got cut short due to some injuries, but he bounces back strong in the second home game today. Ponteria on to attempt the extra point. What a way to start the game for the Pointers. 12:42 left in the first quarter. Pointers up by 6 after a 43-yard touchdown run by sophomore running back Zach Bosick. And it is good. So the Pointers up 7-0. 43-yard touchdown run by Zach Bosick. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more Pointer football after this.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality. And I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of the family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to look forward to coming to work.
We've got a core of individuals that are going to reach a lot of new heights.
We're growing fast and always hiring.
Welcome
Apply
back
today
to
at skyward.com/careers.
Folks. Pointer football live from Goerke Park in Stevens Point. The Spud Bowl tonight. Pointers scoring on their first offensive possession. 43-yard touchdown run by sophomore running back Zach Bosick. I'm Ben Zatuni. Alongside me is Michael Wengen. Michael, great way to start if you're the Pointers offense, getting that momentum after the defense forced the 3-and-out.
Yeah, defense gave him a good side of momentum. Got him to go 3-and-out on the first series of the game, and then very next play for the Pointers, they score a touchdown, courtesy of Zach Bosick.
Victor Ponterio, the freshman kicker, on to kick it off. Deep back for Dakota State. Michael Cleveland, number 2, at number 9, Mitchell Galloway. Ponterio lined up, ready to kick the ball away. And there's a pooch kick, it looks like. Number 49 on Dakota State. That is Jeb Sanford, the sophomore defensive back, fair catching it at about, it looked like at about the 30. So, the 25-yard line as the official states. So, second offensive drive for Dakota State, Michael. Not great field position on either of their first 2 offensive drives.
No, and the kick by Ponteria was just a bit of a duck flying in the air. The Trojans started on the better field position than their last drive, so we'll see how their offense can rebound from that last series.
Once again, Dakota State in the shotgun. Richardson keeps it himself, throws it downfield, and it is caught by number 9, Mitchell Galloway. Lucky O.J. James didn't get called for pass interference there. So now we can see what the Dakota State offense can do, getting themselves into Pointer territory on that long completion.
What a play by the receiver on the Trojans side, making this jumping up over O.J. James to make the reception and a first down.
Dakota State with their up-tempo offense. Great fake handoff on the previous play by Jared Richardson, faking the handoff to Brody Fredrickson. So 1st and 10 at the Pointer 34. Richardson in the gun. Back pass looking, throws, and it's complete to number 4. Number 4, that's Mason Layton, their sophomore wide receiver, one of the key Dakota State offensive players we talked about in our pregame show. So 2nd and 4, 6-yard completion. Dakota State's offense showing why they've been able to move the ball so well in their first couple games.
And they've done it right here so far.
So 2nd and 4 at the Pointers 28. Richardson in the gun, hands it off to Fredrickson, bounces it outside, back inside, trying to get some room. He does, and he gets up. He looks like he gets enough for the first down. So once again, the chains will be moving for the Dakota State offense.
Fredrickson getting a good set of blocks right there, able to get it up. It looks like he did not get the first down.
Just shy of the first down, so 3rd and 1 at the Pointers' 25-yard line for Dakota State. Every snap they've had so far, Dakota State's taken in the shotgun. That continues. Richardson in the gun, back to pass, looking, throws down the field for Galloway, incomplete, and O.J. James gets a flag for presumably pass interference. Looked to be he was lucky that he wasn't called for pass interference the first time on that long pass play down the field that was completed to Galloway. Richardson goes back to Galloway once again, and O.J. James too aggressive for the referee's liking.
That's not going to go well, I think, for Coach Greg Breitbach, and that's going to put the Trojans in better field position, give them a chance to be in the red zone and get a chance to score.
As the referees have their meeting, and here's the call.
Oh.
So the pass interference actually was on number 9, Mitchell Galloway, the Trojans' wide receiver, and there also was a penalty called on the Pointers linebacker, number 24, Ryan Strick. We weren't able to hear what that penalty was about.
It was
the referee's mic cut off.
Strick was called for encroachment and pass interference on the Trojans.
Okay, so offsetting penalties, 3rd and 1 at the Pointers' 25 for Dakota State. Richardson in the gun, changing the play at the line. Brody Fredrickson behind him. Snap, takes the pass, looks, throws down the field for Layton. Incomplete. His intended receiver was number 4, Mason Layton. Incomplete out the back of the end zone, so it brings up 4th down.
Man, Micah Childs almost had a play right there on Richardson.
Sack. He got out of the backfield quick.
Yeah, he got out of there quick, and Richardson let the ball out just in time, but too far off, incomplete, 4th down.
And Dakota State's going for it on 4th down, pretty deep in the Pointers' territory. Good call for Dakota State, Michael.
I think I would take the points right here if you're Dakota State. If they get the first down, that's great, but if they don't, then it's a turnover on downs.
Sit in the gun once again with Fredrickson behind him. That handoff was to. Hard to tell who the handoff was to with the glare. And no first down for Dakota State. Great stop by the Pointers defense once again, getting another 3 and out.
Pointers defense making some more momentum for their offense. 3 and out series stop.
And Dakota State's offense still onto the field as the Pointers offense comes onto the field. Not sure what's going on.
I think they want the ball to be measured. Right. Dakota State definitely thinks they got it. It looks like they are going to measure it.
And the chains are coming out for the measurement, so hold on, folks.
Yeah, he definitely did not get that.
And did not get the first down, so another 3 and out forced by the Pointers defense. Great start for the Pointers defense, Michael.
Yeah, the 3 and out stop on the first series and then a 4th and 1 stop right here. You got to feel really good about this Pointers defense so far.
So it brings up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line for the Pointers. Hermansky in the gun with Bosick behind him. Steve Hara split out at the bottom of the screen alongside 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. Hermansky in the gun with Bosick behind him. Another handoff to Bosick again, bounces it outside, and he's taken down for a loss by the Trojans defense. Number 43, Kurt Boelke, senior defensive lineman. Great stop for the for the Trojans defense right there.
Bosick didn't have a whole lot of room to run
4-yard
right
loss,
there.
so 2nd and 14 from their own 21. Onamopome and Hara at the bottom of the screen. Hermansky in the gun with Bosick behind him. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Hermansky drops back, completes it to Steve Hara for about a 5-yard gain, it looks like. Nice completion for Hermansky.
Yeah, Hara was just able to get outside right there and make the play. It got a few yards out of it, so it brings up 3rd down and about, I'd say, 6 for this Pointers team.
Third and 6 for the Pointers at their own 29-yard line. Bosick back into the backfield next to Romanski. 3 at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. Hand off to Bosick, keeps it himself, tries to bounce it outside, gets enough room, and he gets the first down running over a Dakota State defender. Great running by Zach Bosick so far in this game. He had the 43-yard touchdown run to put the Pointers on the board.
Yeah, nice block there by Steve Hara. Able to give Bosick a little bit more yardage to able to get that first down, and the Pointers have a new set of downs.
So 1st and 10 at their own 37. Bosick still in the game. Romanski in the gun, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top of the screen. Romanski in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, keeps it, and completes it over the middle to Steve Hara. He's got room to run across the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He's going to score a Pointers touchdown. Steve Hara, touchdown pass from Matt Romanski. Michael, how about this Pointers offense?
Wow, you get a 43-yard touchdown run, and now this big touchdown catch by Steve Hara right up the middle. Stiff arm on the defender, too, as he was on his way up to the races. What a play by Romanski and Steve Hara.
Great start for the Pointers, period. Offense, defense, and special teams. Montero had 2 great kickoffs. That brings them 13-0 up over Dakota State as Pontero's on to attempt the extra point. The kick is good. So 14-0 for the Pointers, jumping out to this quick lead. 9:30 left in the first quarter. We're going to take another commercial break. We'll be back with more Pointer football after this.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. We're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
Welcome back to Goerke Park here, folks, for Pointers football. I'm Ben Zatuni, alongside me, Michael Wengen. Michael, Zach Bosick getting the Pointers offense started today, 43-yard touchdown run. And just before our commercial break, Matt Romanski completing a long touchdown pass to Steve Hara, putting the Pointers up 14-0 over the Dakota State Trojans.
Both sides of the Pointers are looking really good so far here in the first quarter.
And Pointers defense shutting down the Dakota State running back Brody Fredrickson, one of our Trojan players to watch for in our pregame show. He's got almost nothing done. Another pooch kick by Ontario. And it's fair caught once again by number 49. That's Jeb Sanford, defensive back. So second kickoff in a row that he's fair caught. And it looks to be at about, we'll say, the 28-yard line. So another start for the Trojans offense deep in their own offensive territory. What does the Pointers defense have to do to continue? So far, they've forced a 3-and-out on the Trojans, both their offensive possessions. So what does the Pointers defense have to do to keep that streak going?
Well, they got a 3-and-out stop there in the first series and then stopped them on 4th and 1 at the Pointers 25. So better just keep the same momentum that they've had so far.
1st and 10 at their own 25 for Dakota State. Richardson in the gun with Fredrickson behind him. Galloway split out at the bottom of the screen. Mason Layton split out at the top of the screen. Richardson in the gun, takes a snap, drops back, pass, looking, throws down the middle, and it's caught by Mason Layton, and he breaks free, and he's finally taken down across midfield at the Pointers. It looks to be at about the Pointers 40 or the 39-yard line. So once again, another long completion for the Dakota State offense.
Yeah, Layton had Schaefer beat on the coverage right there, and he was able to make a big play there.
So 1st and 10 at the Pointers 40. Trojans running their up-tempo offense here. Richardson in the gun with Fredrickson behind him. And the official stopping. Officials timeout as they're repairing the chains. So the Pointers, we talked about in the pregame show how important it was for the Pointers to stop the run. They have. It looks to be the Trojans' pass that's been hurting them so far.
Yeah, a little bit. It's hurt them more than I think than what they were expecting. 2 big passing plays down the field already between these last 2 series for the Trojans. So realistically, they just got to stop the big play down the field.
Just about 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Pointers up over the Trojans 14-0. Richardson in the gun, takes a snap, drops back, pass, looking, hit as he throws, intercepted by the Pointers, picked off by number 23. That's James Fay, tipped by a Pointers defender. Weren't able to see who it was, but bad news for the Trojans as their quarterback Jordan Richardson's down on the ground in some pain.
That last pass there was tipped by Micah Childs.
Tipped by Michael Childs, Michael says. So, Pointers defense, once again, coming up huge.
Yeah, what a play by Micah Childs, and what a great interception. 3 big stops for this Pointers defense.
Richardson, the Dakota State quarterback, was hit as he threw. I'm not sure what happened exactly, just that he was hit as he threw.
It looked like he was underneath some pressure, and then was hit as he
appears to be favoring one of his legs, so maybe one of his maybe he got rolled up on as he went down to the ground. So another another 3-and-out, or not even a 3-and-out, another stop by the Pointers defense. They came to play today.
They did, and it's showing so far. Now they just got to make sure that they don't become early ripe, early rotten, as it has been in most cases for this Pointers team in the past.
And Richardson making his way off the field with the help of the trainers. So good to see him make it off the field with some help, but he's making it off the field nonetheless.
Definitely, you don't want to ever see that, especially with your quarterback.
He's favoring his left leg. So as the Pointers offense comes back out onto the field, up 14-0, courtesy of a Zach Bosick 43-yard touchdown run, and then a long pass from Matt Urmanski to Steve Hara. So we'll see if the Pointers offense can continue getting another touchdown on this drive. So 1st and 10 at their own 32. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Zach Bosick in the backfield next to quarterback Matt Urmanski, who's in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, hands off to Bosick, bounces it up the middle, and he gets maybe a 4-yard carry on that run. So something's better than nothing.
4 or 5 yard carry by Bosick right there, and he's getting off those big plays up the middle, especially with that touchdown run earlier.
So 2nd and 6 at their own 36 for the Pointers. Urmanski in the gun waiting for the snap. Another handoff to Bosick. Gets maybe 3 yards on that play. Should bring up about 3rd and 3.
This is their Pointers offense real test right here, and they're going no huddle.
Up-tempo offense right now. Urmanski in the gun, 3rd and 3 from their own 39. Urmanski in the gun, waiting for the snap. Back to pass, looking, throws, and it's complete to number 44. That's Trey McCarty, the sophomore tight end. Gets the first down, gets the chains moving once again.
Great heads-up play there by Urmanski. Saw Trey McCarty open and was able to dump it off outside for the first down and keeps this offense on the field. So 1st and 10 at the Dakota State 49-yard line. Pointers offense, moving with ease so far in this game. Urmanski in the gun by himself. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. 3 receivers split out at the bottom of the screen. And that's an end-around attempt by number 5, Max Hero. One of the other Pointers quarterbacks gets nothing, maybe just back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 once again. Yeah, looks like something right there. Hero was in motion, took the handoff right from Urmanski and tried to go around in, but nothing worked out there. Keeps it at 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 at their own 49-yard line. McCarty in the backfield alongside Bosick and Urmanski. Handoff to Bosick once again. Fumble, ball's out, and Urmanski jumps on it. A flag on the play. We'll see what this flag's about. But a handoff to Zach Bosick. He fumbled as the Dakota State defender hit him, and quarterback Matt Urmanski jumping on the fumble. We'll see what this flag's for. May possibly be offside.
Face mask, it looks like, on the Dakota State defense. So it should be a free first down for the Pointers offense.
And you're right, Ben. It is a face mask on the Trojans. What a nice heads-up play, though, by Hermansky to get the fumble after Bosick was hit and lost the football.
As the referees are marking off the yardage. And that's on number 6, Ryan Dozier, the senior linebacker from Covington, Washington. So Pointers offense keeps moving down the field, this time courtesy of a penalty on Trojans defense. So
you want to avoid penalties like that, especially on this side of the field.
Especially when you're down by 2 scores. So 1st and 10 at the Dakota State 34. Hermansky in the gun. Next to him. Hand off to he keeps it, and it's completed to Steve Hara. Breaks free from a defender. He sold that handoff so well. I got fooled a little bit, but Hermansky kept the ball and completed it to Steve Hara, his go-to wide receiver. Once again, gets the Pointers into red zone territory.
Yeah, faked the handoff to Elijah Hickman, the freshman running back out of Romeoville, Illinois, and was able to send the ball downfield to Hara again. Puts the Pointers in the red zone.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line. So the Pointers offense looking to go up by 3 scores just in the first quarter. Hermansky in the gun, Hickman next to him. Man in motion. Hermansky keeps it, drops back pass, completes it. And incomplete. He just was able to get it away before he was hit.
Yeah, it looked like
incomplete.
Looked like Kurt Becky, the senior defensive lineman, got a hand on it and was able to knock it away.
So 2nd and goal for the Pointers offense. 2nd and goal from the Dakota State 9-yard line. 6:18 left in the first quarter. Pointers up 14-0 here at Goerke Park in Stevens Point. Hermansky in the gun, waiting for the snap. Changing the play at the line. Flanked by Jahai Stiegel. Hermansky keeps it, completes it to Stiegel on the backfield. And he's out of bounds. Out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. So Stiegel getting the pass out of the backfield, just short of the touchdown. But keeps the play moving. Brings up 3rd and goal.
Wow, a nice play there outside by Stiegel.
Great effort by Stiegel, trying to dive for the end zone, but just shy.
Just only knocked the pylon down.
So 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Hermansky in the gun. And it's a handoff to Shamaj Williams, and he's in for the Pointers touchdown. Pointers up 20-0 over Dakota State. Michael, I knew that I had a good feeling the Pointers offense was going to get a few scores, but they're going up. They're with the presumably made extra point. They'll be up by 3 scores. I didn't see this out of the Pointers offense.
I don't know why the Pointers haven't looked like this at all in their first 2 games. They're up by 20 points already in the first quarter.
Victor Ponterio on to attempt the extra point. 2 for 2 so far in this ball game. Kick is up, and it is good. So 21-0 for the Pointers up over the Dakota State Trojans here at Goerke Park. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be back with Dakota State's next offensive drive after this.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality. And I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of the family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to look forward to coming to work.
We've got a core of individuals that are going to reach a lot of new heights.
We're growing fast and always hiring. Apply today at skyward.com/career.
And we're back here at Goerke Park in Stevens Point with Pointers football. I'm Ben Zattourney. Alongside me is Michael Wengen. Michael, Pointers, their offense is firing on all cylinders so far today. Up by 3 scores in the first quarter. Just under 6 minutes left. Up 21-0 over Dakota State.
Got to also give credit to that defense as well. That last drive, they got an interception off the Trojans and were able to make something out of it. So, got to keep it going.
Both 2 previous Dakota State drives, they started deep in their own territory. Were able to get in the Pointers' territory with a long pass. Two series ago, it was the Pointers stopped them on 4th down, and a series ago, their quarterback Jared Richardson was picked off. Pontaria with a deeper kick this time, returned by number 2 Michael Cleveland across the 15, across the 20, across the 25, and he's taken down by a host of Pointer defenders, among them number 4 Cameron Krasinski. So another start for the Dakota State offense deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and again, their last 3 drives have just ended in them losing the ball, either whether it's by going 3 and out or throwing interception in this last case. So
1st and 10 at their own 26, 5:42 left in the first quarter. The Pointers up over the Trojans 21-0. And in for the Trojans at quarterback number 3, Trayton Devericks, the quarterback, as their first-string quarterback, Jared Richardson, left the game with that injury on their last series. So a handoff to, Brody Fredrickson. Gets maybe 2 yards on the play. Great rush defense so far by the Pointers here today.
Yeah, they haven't really given up that many big rushing plays, but on the passing side of things, they've given up some big yards through the air, so they got to control themselves if the pass is going to be coming.
So 2nd and 7 from their own 29-yard line, and it's a handoff to Fredrickson, taken down for a loss.
Big stop there by Ryan Strick.
Ryan Strick, one of our players that we highlighted in the Pointers defensive players to look for in the game in our pregame show. 3rd and 11 at their own 25, so another 3rd down for the Trojans offense.
Not much for the Trojans on this offensive series.
Torrin Devericks in the gun with Brody Fredrickson behind him. One receiver split out at the top of the screen, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Changing the play at the line now. Devericks in the gun, takes a snap, drops back the pass, throws it downfield for his wide receiver, and it's complete to number 83. That's number 83, Connor Teal, the sophomore wide receiver. So once again, Michael, the Trojans getting into Pointer territory, or just at midfield. So with another long pass.
Had a feeling that big pass along the sidelines was coming here for the Pointers defense.
So 1st and 10 at midfield for Dakota State. Devericks with the bad snap. Fredrickson picks it up, attempts to run, and he's taken down for a loss. Number 16, Boyd Delabrew. Bad snap. Didn't look like Devericks was expecting it. Brody Fredrickson, the running back for Dakota State, picked it up, and a substantial loss. So 2nd and 19, 9-yard loss at their own 41-yard line for Dakota State.
Yeah, not exactly.
So turnovers helping the Pointers defense once again, or a bad snap helping the Pointers defense.
Another turnover for the Trojans is not exactly what they want, so you got to keep it
so
ball.
2nd and 19 from their own 41-yard line. Devericks in the gun with Fredrickson behind him. Takes a snap, drops back, pass, looking, throws it, completes it over the middle to number 14. That's Baylor Harding. Just gets back to the original, a fumble. Pointers defense says fumble.
Let's see what they say here.
No call, and an official on the other side of the field saying the ball carrier was down. So Baylor Harding getting the pass from Devericks, just getting to the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 10 from midfield for Dakota State. Devericks in the gun with Fredericks behind him. Waiting for the snap is Devericks. No, getting an audible in from the sideline. Play clock at 9, 8, 7. Devericks in the gun, waiting for the snap. Jumps back, pass, looking. Here's pressure from the Pointers defense, and a sack. A sack from the Pointers defense. And that's numbers 97 on the Pointers defense. Sean Kuhn, sophomore defensive end from Yorkville, Illinois. Once again, this Pointers defense, Michael, they came to play today.
They did for sure. Now they're forcing the Trojans to punt, and I think their just whole momentum has shifted after their quarterback, Richardson, went down.
O.J. James deep back to return the punt for the Pointers. Punting for the Trojans, number 37, Caleb Nielsen. And the punt's away, fielded by O.J. James at the 21, across the 25 to the 30. Breaks free across the 35. at about the 37-yard line, we'll say. So decent return for O.J. James, Pointers' sophomore defensive back.
The Pointers have just been dominating almost every single aspect of this game.
All facets of the game, especially special teams. The two things that have stood out for me, kind of staples of the game, offense and defense. 1:58 left here in the first quarter. The Pointers up over Dakota State 21-0. And the Pointers once again getting good field position to start their drive.
I still can't believe it's only the first quarter still. They've had 3 scores, and it looks like they're going to be looking for a 4th one here as they start at their own 37.
Romansky in the gun, 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Bosick back into the backfield next to Romansky. And a handoff to Bosick, bounces it across the side, across the 40, breaks free, and looks to be maybe a yard short of the first down. Nice carry for Zach Bosick, having a great start to the game with that 43-yard touchdown pass to get the Pointers on the board first.
Looks like he spun off of his teammate Steve Harrah, who was making a key block right there on the outside, able to pick up some extra yards.
2nd and 2 at their own 44 for the Pointers.
We got some laundry on the field. False start, probably.
So Steve Harrah getting called for 12-man illegal substitution for the Pointers defense. First bad thing to happen on Pointers defense, or Pointers offense, so far in this game.
Yeah, they had an offsetting penalty earlier, but this is like their first real loss of yards on a penalty.
So 2nd and 10 at their own 39-yard line. Romansky in the gun waiting for the snap. And it's an end around to number 80. That's Sam Blyce, excuse me.
Not much down there that Blyce could do. The defenders.
End arounds run by the Pointers so far in today's game, and nothing doing on either of them. So 3rd and 9 at their own 38-yard line.
This is probably the most that the Pointers offense has not gotten on one of their drives in this game.
Romansky in the gun, waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, direct pass, looking, throws, and overthrew his intended wide receiver. That's number 19. That's Zach D'Amico, converted quarterback. So first 3 and out for the Pointers offense at just about the end of the first quarter. So decent start for the Pointers offense so far, up 21-0 in the first 3 and out of the game.
Yeah, the Pointers offense shouldn't feel too disappointed. Their defense should go back to work now on the field.
And the punt is away by number 80 on the Pointers. And that's returned by Galloway. No room to run. Taken down.
The defense and special teams are really putting in the extra work so far. Nice.
Taken down by a host of Pointer defenders. So once again, Dakota State starting deep in their own territory.
Dakota State may try to play a little conservatively here with only 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Not very much for them on their side of the...
We talked about in our pregame show, Michael, that how important it was for Dakota State to get their running game started. They haven't gotten their running game started at all. Great job by the Pointers defense shutting that down.
Yeah, their passing attack has been a lot more effective. For
1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line. Deverick's in the gun with Fredericks behind him. Hand off to Fredrickson, and he's hit and driven down immediately.
As you mentioned, too, that's like that running attack.
Number 90 on the hit and driven down by Jonathan Page, a sophomore defensive lineman from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. So great start by the Pointers defense, once again stopping the Trojans' running attack. Brings up 2nd and 12 at their own 11-yard line for Dakota State.
Looks like they're not going to get time to run a play.
And the first quarter runs out. Everybody on the field will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout too. We'll be back with the second quarter after this.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. We're SBTV-UWSP Television. SBTV. Let's make media together.
And we're back here at Goerke Park with Pointers football. I'm Ben Zatuni, alongside me, Michael Wengen. Michael, 21-0. The Pointers are up over Dakota State. What surprised you so far about the way this game started?
Well, I think I mentioned it in the pregame shows, like how much this Pointers defense has been able to stop the run attack. The Trojans have not been able to get that many yards on the ground. But when it comes to the pass defense, the Pointers have had struggles with that, giving up some big plays down the field. But in addition to their defense, their offense has been amazing so far. Yeah, unbelievable.
So 2nd and 12 for Dakota State. Their biggest loss today so far has been them not being able to get their rushing attack going and also losing the quarterback Jordan Richardson in the first quarter to injury.
Whole new quarter.
2nd and 12 at their own 11-yard line. Deverickson the gun with the running back Brody Fredrickson behind him. And a false start, it appears that's what the call is going to be. So Dakota State, their offense not helping themselves out.
Definitely not. And again, as you mentioned too, losing Richardson to injury as well, having your backup in there.
False start for Dakota State on number 36. That's the freshman tight end from Waterville, Minnesota, Cade Olson.
Losing Richardson,
He's really spun the Dakota State offense for a loop right here.
Put him in the 360. Now they have to work with Devericks behind center now.
So 2nd and 17 from their own 6-yard line. Devericks in the gun with Richardson behind him. Hand off to Richardson, gets some room to run. He's loose for his first big run of the game, and he's loose across midfield. He's still going. So the Dakota State finally getting the rushing attack going. Brody Fredrickson's showing why he's so deadly with the ball in his hands.
That's the first big run play that the Pointers have given up so far, and it came down within the Trojans' own end zone.
So 1st and 10 at midfield for the Dakota State Trojans. Deverickson gun with Fredrickson behind him. Devericks throws the pass over to the right side, complete to number 11. That's Trevor Listman, junior wide receiver from Spring Creek, Nevada.
Not much yardage.
2-yard completion, so 2nd and 8 at the Pointers' 48-yard line. Dakota State taking a while to get their offense going so far in this game, Michael.
Not very good for what they've been shown so far.
So Deverick's in the gun, waiting for the snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws down the middle and it's complete to number 4 into the end zone. Touchdown Dakota State. That's Mason Layton, their sophomore wide receiver that we've talked about how good he is. We've talking about the Dakota State offense taking a while to get started. They're getting started, Michael. We could be in for a real ball game now.
Yeah, it looks like the Trojans ran that same big play that hurt them earlier on the defensive side when Harris scored that big, long touchdown reception in the beginning of the first quarter.
On to attempt the extra point for the Trojans, number 89, Casey Bork, sophomore kicker. And the kick is good. So we'll keep it right here, 21-7. The Pointers up over Dakota State. Dakota State just scored long touchdown pass from Torrin Devericks to number 4, Mason Layton, their wide receiver that's been so deadly, adding to his receiving touchdown total so far in this season. 4th game of the season for Dakota State. Layton already has 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, and with that big play right there, it gives the Trojans a little bit more momentum to work with. The Pointers defense, though, just caught a bad break right there. It gave up that huge play right there alongside the Trojans' own end zone, let up a big run there, and then just let them go down the field and score. So,
another Dakota State player down on the field. Looks to be cramping up due to the heat. Turf isn't fun to play on. Heat just radiates off of it.
And as the sun goes down, it should cool things a little bit more, but this turf has been really hot to play on, and something that you wouldn't want to really have to deal with if you're a player.
So Dakota State finally getting some points on the board, courtesy of a Mason Layton touchdown reception from quarterback Torn Devricks. So 21-7 ball game here now. How important, Michael, would you say it is for the Pointers offense to get the momentum back on their side, even more so than it already is with their offense getting a touchdown?
The biggest thing, obviously, is to take the kickoff and make something out of it. Get yourself down into a good field position, and let your offense have that opportunity to make a big play again, whether it's along the sidelines or up the middle. The Pointers offense hasn't really struggled all that much this game so far, and I'm hoping that they don't start to do that now.
First kickoff return for the Pointers right now, deep back for the Pointers, number 21, O.J. James, alongside him, number 28, the running back, Jahi Stegall. On for the kickoff, for the Trojans, number 37, Caleb Nielsen. So we'll see what the Pointers kickoff return unit can do field position-wise for the offense. The kick is away and out of bounds. So a flag for an out-of-bounds kick. Once again, Pointers should get some pretty decent field position to start their offensive drive.
Yeah, that should put them right there on the 40-yard line. And definitely a good spot to be in on the kickoff, even though they didn't actually return the kickoff. But a good field position nonetheless, and should give the Pointers offense something to start out with.
35-yard line is where the Pointers offense will start in their own territory as offense comes out onto the field.
Pointers offense had the punt on their last series, so there's a chance right here now at the beginning of the second quarter to make an opportunity to make it a 3-score game.
1st and 10 at their own 35. Hermansky and gun with Bosick next to him. Steve Hare at the bottom of the screen. Onamapome also at the bottom of the screen. Hand off to Bosick, bounces it outside, and he's immediately taken down by number 99 on the Trojans. That's Braden Wallenstein.
Not much right there Bosick could do. Wallenstein jumped out on the outside and was able to get him out. Pointers trying to make sure they have 11 players on the field.
So 2nd and 10 at their own 35 for the Pointers. Hermansky in the gun. Hermansky takes a snap, drops back pass, looking, throws it down the field. His attempted wide receiver, he tried to complete it to number 28, Jahi Stegall, incomplete. Just a little past Stegall's outreached hand.
Yeah, good heads up on Stegall to stretch out his arms and try to make the catch, but unfortunately, just too far out for him. Makes it a 3rd down for this Pointers offense.
So 3rd and 10 at their own 35. Hermansky in the gun with Shamaj Williams next to him. Waiting for the snap is Hermansky. Takes a snap, drops back pass, looking. Escapes up the middle, tries to run. And gets maybe 3-4 yards on the play.
If you remember from
last out for the Pointers offense.
If you remember from last season, Ben Hermansky and the other quarterback, Mitchell Neubauer, took the snaps. Hermansky is definitely known to be a rushing quarterback. So
another asset added to the Pointers offense. So 4th and 8, the Pointers will punt the ball away, and a decent punt from number 80 on the Pointers. And it goes out of bounds at 21-yard line. So good punt, pinning the Dakota State Trojans in their own territory. 1st and 10 from their own 21 is where the Trojans will start their offensive drive.
On that punt right there, Blyce took a very low snap and able to kick it downfield. Got some good bounces out of it. able to send it up to the 21-yard line, and put the Trojans on their own side of the field.
Devrickson, the gun with the running back Fredrickson behind him, takes a snap, tosses it to his right side, and it's complete to number 11. That's Trevor Listman, junior wide receiver, almost getting nothing. Great tackle by the Pointers, number 5, Amari Johnson, the senior defensive back from Milwaukee.
Yeah, Max Harrell left him a lot of room right there. These Pointers defenders on the pass have not been very effective, leaving a lot of space for these Trojan receivers to make a play.
So 2nd and 6, handoff to Fredrickson, tries to bounce it up the middle, and Ryan Strick meets him and takes him to the ground. Great play by the senior linebacker.
That's some of the good run defense from this Pointers that we saw in the first quarter, making a good stop right there.
So 3rd and 6 from their own 25-yard line for Dakota State. Pointers defense coming to play so far in this game. Devrickson the gun. Just under 12 minutes left in the first half. Both teams changing audibling now. Devrickson the gun waiting for the snap with Fredrickson behind him. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking, throws. Complete to Galloway, who's short. He breaks loose, still short of the first down. That was complete, to number 9, Mitchell Galloway, short of the first down.
Galloway juggled it in his hands there for a second, able to make the catch and almost broke away for...
And Dakota State electing to punt. So once again, the Pointers defense forcing a 3-and-out.
Nice to see that Pointers defense making a big stop right there and making...
O.J. James deep back to return the punt for the Pointers. On to punt, number 37, Caleb Nielsen. Almost blocked a line drive punt, returned by James. Not returned by James. He lets it go past to a, hard to tell, we'll say it about maybe the 6-yard line. So poor punt return poor punt return by the Pointers, letting the ball bounce, and they'll start deep at their own territory at about the 6-yard line.
Wow.
So deepest start for the Pointers offense so far this game.
Not a very good-looking punt for the Trojans right there. And O.J. James was just smart enough to let it go, but it had a pretty good amount of bounce to it and just let it go down all the way to the 6-yard line. So a little bit of a test right here for this Pointers offense backed up near their own end zone.
Pointers up over the Trojans, 21-7. Pointers up over the Trojans here at Goerke Park, 21-7. 10:38 left in the first half. Romanski in the gun with Bosick behind him. Hands off to Bosick, tries to bounce it outside. Gets maybe a yard or two on the play.
Coach Breitbach at the Pointers is trying to play it a little conservative right here. Just trying to see if this Pointers offense can get the first down up through the middle.
So it brings up 2nd and 9 from their own 8-yard line. Romanski in the gun, waiting for the snap. And he throws it over the middle, complete to his man, Steve Harrah, for the first down. Romanski to Harrah, once again getting the Pointers a first down.
Nice 10-yard out play by Steve Harrah right there. It cuts it right into the middle.
Across the middle.
Gets the first down. Nice looking play by Romanski.
17-yard pass from Romanski to Harrah gets the Pointers a first down deep out of their own territory. 1st and 10 at their own 25. Romanski in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes the snap, keeps it himself, a quarterback keep up the middle. And I'd say he gets the first down, Michael. You just mentioned previous drive, what Romanski brings to the game, being a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah, and you see right here, he did
Pointers
get the first down.
up-tempo offense. Romanski in the gun now. Takes a snap, and it's a handoff. Handoff to number 32, Elijah Hickman, freshman running back from Romeoville, Illinois. Maybe just getting back to the line of scrimmage, so nothing doing on that run. That's 2nd and 11 at their own 35 for the Pointers. Romanski in the gun with Hickman next to him. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. Romanski changing the play at the line now. Romanski in the gun with Hickman next to him, waiting for the snap. Takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Hickman. Bounces it outside, breaks free, gets maybe about a 4-yard carry on that play.
Yeah, Hickman, this freshman running back, has got into quite a few carries already this game and made a nice little gain right there. Puts him in third down, however.
3rd and 4 from their own 42. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Omamape and Hare at the bottom of the screen. 1 receiver at the top of the screen. Romanski in the gun. Changing play at the line now is the Pointers offense. A lot more audibling in the Pointers offense this year, Michael.
Definitely, for sure.
Romanski in the gun. Omamape in motion. And a handoff to the running back, number 32. That's Elijah Hickman, taken down for a loss. So Pointers not able to keep this drive moving in a 3-and-out. Brings up 4th and 6 from their own 40-yard line.
And it looks like they will send out the special teams.
There was some talk about going for it on 4th down, but they're electing to punt. Smart move here for the Pointers.
You're on your own side of the field. It's just better to get the ball down the other side of the field and put them in the tougher field position.
Lease on the punt for the Pointers. Deep back for Dakota State is number 9, Mitchell Galloway. The punt is away, fair caught by Galloway at about the 23-yard line. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with more Pointers football after this. Welcome back to Pointers football, live from Goerke Park in Stevens Point. I'm Ben Zatuni. Alongside me is Michael Wengen. Michael, for the people that may just be tuning into the broadcast, what have they missed so far?
A lot of scoring, especially on this Pointers side of the.
Deverick's taking the snap back to pass, looking, throws down the middle, and it's incomplete. He threw it down the middle. Intended receiver was number 4, Mason Layton. So, Michael, bringing back to our question, what have the folks at home missed?
Well, definitely a lot of scoring on the Pointers side of the ball from both Steve Hara and Zach Bozick, and as well as some great defensive plays by this Pointers defense as well, able to stop the Trojans from...
Stopped them on 4th down and also have 1 interception so far. 2nd and 10 at their own 23 for the Trojans. Deverick's in the gun. Throws it, and it's incomplete. It looked like it was tipped by maybe Ryan Strick. So once again, Pointers defense came to play today.
Yeah, Baylor Harding tried to get a hand on it, or tried to get his hands on it, but it got knocked away by a Pointers defender. Makes it 3rd and 10, though, and this Pointers defense has a chance to put him off the field.
3rd and 10 at their own 23.
And we'll see what he can do right here.
Deverick's in the gun waiting for the snap. Audibling at the line. Deverick's takes the snap, back pass looking, and he's hit and taken down. Boyd Delabrew getting in for the sack once again.
What a great play there by the Pointers. Able to make the sack and get their offense on the field here soon as once this punt gets fielded.
So 4th and 14. O.J. James back as the returner. On a punt for the Trojans, number 37, Caleb Nielsen. Punts the ball away. High return. James will return it about the 31. Tries to juke a defender. Gets maybe to the 36-yard line. Decent field position for the Pointers offense to start at.
Yeah,
the special teams has been helping them out today.
Yeah, definitely has been great for this Pointers team to get themselves in good field position. Now starting on their own 37-yard line, but near midfield has an easy chance to work and get down the field for possibly another score.
Yeah, exactly. Right before halftime, just under 6.5 minutes left here in the first half. Pointers up over the Dakota State Trojans from South Dakota, 21-7. Their drive's going to start 1st and 10 at their own 37.
Last Pointers drive for this offense didn't end so well. Ended in them punting the ball, so...
Romanski in the gun by himself. The receivers at the bottom of the screen, 2 at the top. Man in motion now into the backfield. That's number 28, Jahi Stegall. Another man in motion now. And that's a quarterback keeper by Hermanski up the middle. Gets, maybe just does get back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
Hermanski just tucked the ball in for himself, tried to get the yards himself, and as we mentioned before, he can definitely scramble if he needs to.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at their own 37. 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. Or excuse me, in the first half. Hermanski in the gun by himself. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. Man in motion now. Stegall into the backfield. 3 at the bottom of the screen split out. Hermanski in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, drops back pass, looking, and he completes the ball. He was almost sacked, get the ball out of his hands before he was sacked. Tried to complete it to Jahi Stegall, but incomplete off Stegall's fingertips.
Yeah, and Hermanski was underneath some pressure right there, and it was just better for him to throw it to Stegall, who was right there in the area, instead of taking the sack and losing some yards. So, 3rd down for this Pointers offense.
3rd and 10 at their own 37. Hermanski in the gun, 1 receiver at the top of the screen, 2 at the bottom of the screen. Matt Hermanski waiting for the snap, takes the snap, rolls out. Hit as he throws, incomplete. He took the snap, rolled out to his left, and threw it back across the field, trying to complete it. Yeah, it looked like, to number 19, Zach D'Amico. Incomplete, so another 3 and out for the Pointers offense.
Not exactly what I was hoping to see from the Pointers offense on that drive. Fortunately, they got to punt the ball now here on 4th down, but their defense has been pretty well in stopping the Trojans' offensive attack.
On the punt for the Pointers, deep back number 9 for Dakota State, Mitchell Galloway. Blees kicks the ball away. A low kick, bounces at about the 40, past the 40, so just at about the 39-yard line. So good field position for Dakota State. Michael, what do the Trojans have to do to get the ball, get some momentum back on their side? They scored that 1 touchdown from Devricks to Mason Layton. Since then, they really haven't been able to get anything going.
As I mentioned before, the Pointers defense has struggled a little bit when it comes to the aerial attack by this Trojans offense. But then again, that was when Richardson was in at quarterback, and since he's gone down, Devricks hasn't really provided much of an aerial attack. So they've gone more with the running game, it looks like, and it hasn't really worked out all that much for him, except with that big long gain earlier in the first quarter.
10 at their own 39-yard line for Dakota State. Devricks in the gun with Fredericks behind him. Galloway at the top of the screen, 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Delayed handoff to Fredrickson up the middle. He's loose and looks to have gotten enough for the 1st down. So Fredrickson showing off his speed and his quickness a little bit.
Yeah, nice little play up the middle to get that 1st down.
So 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. Devricks back to pass, looking, throws. Incomplete for Mitchell Galloway. Hurry up offense and incomplete pass for...
Boy, that Pointers defense almost had 12 men on the field, and they almost got called for that. So, nice little heads-up play there for the Trojans to try to get that penalty.
3rd and 1 at their own 48-yard line for the Trojans. Devricks back to pass, looking, throws it down the field, incomplete, and a flag. And it looks like it's going to be pass interference on number 17 for the Pointers. Donovan Lucas, sophomore defensive back from Milwaukee.
Yeah, he was definitely holding right there, holding Trevor Listman, the wide receiver, attended on that play. So, Trojans will catch a break right here. Not exactly what the Pointers defense wanted.
So, holding, not pass interference. Either way, not what the Pointers defense wanted.
Gives the Trojans a whole new set of downs and puts them on the Pointers side of the field. So that can change things up for this Pointers defense.
So 1st and 10 at the Pointers 42-yard line. Devricks takes a snap, drops back, pass, looking, slides up in the pocket, fumble, ball's out, and Dakota State, one of their offensive linemen jumps back on it. could have been dangerous for Dakota State.
Yeah, Deontay Randall recovers the fumble for the Trojans, but what a scary play right there for Dakota State. And what a nice heads-up play there by the Pointers defense, almost forcing another turnover. Devricks is in the shotgun right here.
Pass looking, completes Fredrickson out of the backfield. He's got some room to run. Jukes the defender, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and then some. So the Dakota State making something out of nothing on that play.
Third down once
10
again.
at their own 42-yard line for Dakota State. 4 minutes left here in the second half, or in the first half. Devericks in the gun, takes a snap, drops back, pass, looking, throws, incomplete. Threw it high, tried to complete it to number 4, his favorite target, Mason Layton, threw it high, incomplete. Brings up a 4th and 10 for Dakota State, and they appear to be going for it.
I think at this late here in the first half,
down by 2 scores.
I think your best bet right here is to just try and see if you can get that first down.
Would be huge for the Pointers defense if they can stop the Trojans. 4th and 10 at their own 42 for Dakota State. Devericks in the gun. Back to pass, looking, throws down the field, and it is complete to number 4. In for the touchdown. Mason Layton, his second touchdown pass of the day. Pointers giving up a touchdown pass on 4th and 10. Just like that, it's a 1-score game.
Ouch, that Pointers secondary got burned on that play. They were in double coverage, and Layton just outran both of them and took it off to the races. Makes it a 1-score game now.
3:41 left here in the first half. Pointers up over the Trojans, 21-13, soon to be 21-14 with the Trojans kicker assumably making the extra point. And it is good. So 21-14 score here. 3:41 left here in the first half. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with Pointer football after this.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality. And I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of the family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to look forward to coming to work.
We've got a core of individuals that are going to reach a lot of new heights.
We're growing fast and always hiring. Apply today at skyward.com/careers.
Live here at Goerke Park. Dakota State making that it's a ball game here now, Michael. 1-score game. Pointers up over the Trojans 21-14. Mason Layton, his second long touchdown pass reception of the day. Now up to 8 touchdown receptions in the 4th game of the season for Dakota State. He's having himself a heck of a season.
Yeah, and, as we mentioned before, it's a little bit of early rotten for this Pointers team.
Nielsen on to kick off for the... Stegall and James back to return. Goerke on to kick off for the Trojans, and he kicks the ball away. Stegall will return it at about the 5. And he fumbled the muff the kickoff. He attempts to return it. He's loose down the sideline. Turns something that could have been horribly wrong for the Pointers into something much better. Attempted to return the ball at the 5-yard line, fumbled the kickoff, and got to at least, it looked like, to about the 35-yard line.
I would say he got about to the 28-yard line there, but Stegall really could have let something dangerous happen right there and would have probably put the Pointers defense back on the field had he not recovered that kickoff.
1st and 10 at their own 28 for the Pointers. Just about 3.5 minutes left here in the first half. 1st and 10 at their own 28. Hermansky in the gun. Bosick next to him in the backfield. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen. 1 at the top of the screen. Hermansky waiting for the snap. Now sends Bosick in motion. Takes the snap. Drops back pass. Looking. Throws. And it's incomplete to number 22. His intended receiver. Number 22. Anamapome.
Amanapome had a hand on it, or had it in his hands there for a second. Not able to haul it in. Makes it 2nd down.
2nd and 10 from their own 28. Omina Onomapome split out at the bottom of the screen, along with Steve Hara. Hermansky in the gun with Bosick next to him. Hand off to Bosick. Up the middle, he breaks free. He's loose, and he gets the first down and more. Gets across the 45-yard line, moves the chains for the Pointers offense. Just under 3.5 minutes left in the first half.
Bosick put a stiff
Hurry
arm
up
on
offense
that.
now for the Pointers. Hermansky in the gun, handoff to Bosick once again. Gets maybe a 4-yard carry on that attempt. So Pointers keeping the clock moving, their offense moving as well. No huddle, hurry up offense now. 3 minutes left in the first half. Hermansky takes a snap, dumps it off over the middle to Hara, and he gets enough for the first down. So great job by the Pointers keeping these chains moving.
Yeah, just picked up another first down right here and really made something out of here on this drive.
Keeping their no huddle, hurry up offense. Hermansky in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, hands off to Bosick, and he breaks free. And it looks to be about 3 yards short of the first down. Zach Bosick having him a nice first half of football here, Michael.
Rattling off some good yardage plays right here.
2nd and 3 at the Dakota State 35-yard line. 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. Hermansky in the gun. Shamaj Williams next to him. Takes a snap. Williams does. Up the middle. He's loose. Gets a first down and more. Jukes a couple defenders. And he's loose. Taken down just short of his second touchdown of the day. Gets taken down at about the 5-yard line. Nice hard running by Shamaj Williams.
Oh, man, that had touchdown written all over it. But Riley Janke of the Trojans made that stop. And Pointers keep it moving.
So 1st and goal from Dakota State 3. Hand off to Williams. He keeps it himself. And looks to get maybe a yard or two on a yard, if that.
Trojans respecting the run here, but sooner or later, this Pointers team is going to have to make a passing play.
And a quarterback keeper by Hermansky. And
multiple flags.
Multitude of flags. The referee in the white hat threw one before the snap, and the rest of the officials threw a flag as Hermansky looked to have gotten pretty close to the end zone on that quarterback keeper, so we'll see what this is about. Maybe they all saw a false start.
Officials discussing over what exactly the call is.
So illegal shift on Shamaj Williams wasn't set before the snap for the Pointers, and a face mask on the Trojans, number 96, Levar Colbert, the defensive lineman. So penalties offset. 2nd and goal for the Pointers at the Dakota State 2-yard line. Just under 2 minutes left here in the first half. Pointers up over Dakota State 21-14. Now, Michael, do you play it safe and just run it in, or do you try and do you have Hermansky try and pass it in for a score?
I think, well, on this play right here, I think with the Trojans having to respect the run a little bit, they're going to have to eventually open up to a passing play right here. So I think we'll see maybe Hermansky taking the ball and looking for a player in the end zone.
Hermansky in the gun, a receiver at the top of the screen, 2 at the bottom, running back on either side of Hermansky. Stegall and Williams. Hermansky in gun waiting for the snap. Onomapope in motion now. Hermansky takes the snap, keeps it himself, drops that pass, looking, throws, incomplete. His intended receiver is number 28, the running back Jahai Stegall, running up a route out of the backfield, and incomplete pass brings up 3rd and goal for the Pointers.
Marcus Vandenbosch of the Trojans got a hand on it, able to knock that away, make it 3rd and goal now for this Pointers offense.
3rd and goal from the Dakota State 2. Hermansky in the gun. Williams next to him. All 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. 3rd and goal. Hermansky in the gun. Receiver in motion now. Hermansky takes a snap, drops back pass, looking, throws. Incomplete. He tried to throw it over the middle to Steve Harrell looking for a flag. Incomplete, wanting a flag for a face mask. The ref says no way, brings up 4th and goal for the Pointers.
And looks like they're going to send out their field goal unit right here.
Smart move. You're still going to get points if the Pointers make this field goal. You're going to be up up by 10, 24-14.
Pointers will also be receiving the second half kickoff, so better for them to get points right now while they can.
Freshman kicker Victor Ponterio on to attempt. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. So 24-14, the score here at Goerke Park. We're going to take a quick commercial break, then we'll be back with the last minute and a half of the first half of Pointer football.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, we're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
And we're back live from Goerke Park. I'm Ben Zatuni. Alongside me is Michael Wenja. And Michael, for the folks just tuning in now to the broadcast, they've missed one heck of a first half of football.
They certainly have. A lot of scoring we've seen from this Pointers offense so far, and this is actually the most amount of points that they scored all season so far. They only scored 21 their first game and 13 in their last game, so really impressive showing by this Pointers offense overall, and hoping that they can continue it throughout the rest of the game.
Ponterio on to kick off for the Pointers. Deep back for the Trojans of Dakota State, number 9, Mitchell Galloway. And number 2, Michael Cleveland. Ponterio places the ball on the tee. Starts his runoff, and he kicks the ball away. A deep kick, Cleveland returning it at about the 1, fumbles the ball across the 10, across the 15, across just short of the 20-yard line, Great kick by Ponterio, great coverage by the Pointers kickoff team.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, too, that they did the same thing that the Pointers did on that last kickoff return, just loose handle of the ball and able to get something out of it, but Pointers defense came up and stopped them from getting to the 20.
So 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line where the Trojans will start their drive. Minute 23 left here in the first half. Pointers up over the Trojans 24-14. Torn Devricks in the gun. Fredericks in behind him. And it's complete his wide receiver, number 11, Trevor Listman, getting his one of his first completions of the day.
Listman didn't get out of bounds, unfortunately, so the clock keeps running.
Just about a minute left here in the first half. 2nd and 5 from their 24. Devert's in the gun. Back to pass, looking, throws, incomplete. And incomplete. The Pointers thought they picked it off. Devert's tried to complete it to number 4, his favorite target, Mason Lateman. And the Pointers thought it bounced off Layton's hands and they picked it off, but it bounced off the turf, so incomplete. Stops the clock, brings up 3rd and 5 for the Trojans offense.
Oh, that would have been something for that Pointers defense.
Devert's in the gun, back to pass, looking, throws down the field, and it is incomplete. Great defense. His intended target was his favorite target, once again, Mason Layton. Great defense by O.J. James, the defensive back.
Brings up 4th and 5 now for this Trojans team, and now they're going to send out their punt team, which is pretty smart to do on their own side of the field.
44 seconds left here in the first half. Safe to say, Michael, for the folks at home, it's been mostly the Pointers all first half.
All first half so far, and they'll get the second half kickoff to start the next 30 minutes of football after halftime.
O.J. James deep back to receive the punt from Nielsen. And another muffed recovery by James. He's loose. He picks it up. He brings the punt return, to about the 40-yard line. So once again, turning nothing into something.
If you're Coach Breitbach, Ben, right here, would you consider trying to get down the field to get a late score?
I'd run the clock out, get the team into the locker room. They're up by 10, and then, like you said, before they attempted their field goal to put them up by 10, they get the second half kickoff. So no need to take any risks, just play it safe. And you got to be happy with how they've played in this first half, minus a few miscues in the defensive secondary, allowing Leighton to get his 2 touchdown passes for the Trojans. But good first half of football so far.
Definitely exciting first half of football if you're a Pointers fan.
Hermansky in the gun with Bosick behind him. Hermansky waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, handoff to Bosick, bounces it outside, tries to get some room, tries to get the edge. He does. He's loose across midfield, and he's out of bounds. Good thing they didn't listen to us, Michael. He got into the Trojans' territory with 21 seconds left, and they could easily get another touchdown and widen the lead.
They have all 3 timeouts as well, too, so they could easily try to get themselves in the field goal range or even better, score a touchdown before the half is over.
So 1st and 10 at the Trojan 37. Hermansky in the gun with it. Looks like Stegall next to him. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom of the screen. Hermansky in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws, and it's complete to his target, number 49. That's Noah Pulsifer, the fullback. And the Pointers immediately take a timeout.
That's the smart thing to do right there. Again, you had all 3 timeouts.
2nd and 3, 14 seconds left in the first half.
The Pointers, if they can at least get in the field goal range, they'll be able to at least try to get something out of this last little bit of the first half, and wouldn't that be something to take a larger lead in the halftime?
And like both of us have said, Michael, recently, that a reminder for the people at home, the Pointers get the second half kickoff. So great momentum. Momentum's clearly on the side of the Pointers right now.
And if they can finish it off, if it's with a touchdown, that's great. If it's with the field goal, that's great. But again, you get whatever points you can get, take it.
Now, do you stick to the run game if you're the Pointers, or do you take 1, maybe 2 shots to the end zone via the pass?
I think they're going to take 1 run play, see if Bosa can get something up the middle for more yards, and then try to take.
They have 2 timeouts left, so they have at the 14 seconds left. Definitely enough time to get a score in before halftime. So 2nd and 3 at the Dakota State 30. Hermansky in the gun, waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws, and it's complete. Gets the first down. Steve Hare gets the first down once again, and the Pointers take another timeout. 1st and 10 with 8 seconds left for the Pointers.
Nice heads-up play outside. It gets the Pointers
out to the 25-yard line.
Gets them out to the 25-yard line. 8 seconds left. They have a chance to run at least one more play before having to maybe settle for a field goal. So we'll see what Breitbach here is saying to his players in the huddle. What an interesting half of play. I don't think neither of us expected the Pointers to jump out in the way that they did.
Yeah, I've doing some research last night before the game. I really expected the Dakota State rushing attack, led by their running back, number 22, Fredrickson. I really thought that was going to be a problem for the Pointers defense, but they've shut Brody Fredrickson down in the first half. Minus 1 or 2 big runs. Other than that, they've kept them out of the end zone, and the Trojans have scored twice. Mason Leighton with 2 touchdown receptions. So 1st and 10 at the Trojans' 25-yard line. 8 seconds left in the first half. Hermansky in the gun. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws, and it's caught. Complete by Steve Hare inside the 10. Timeout, 2 seconds left. Michael, great clock management, and they send the kicking team onto the field. This is exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, and I asked you beforehand, right before the kickoff, should the Pointers try to play it safe, or should
Good
they
thing
try
they
to
didn't listen to me. I don't know anything.
And now they put themselves at the 7-yard line. That would be about a 24-yard field goal for
Ontario. To go by 13 points going into the half, and they get the second half kickoff. So really a chance for the Pointers to blow this game wide open.
And Pontario has looked very sharp out there with the legs and made all his extra points and made that field goal earlier. I would feel pretty confident with him kicking the field goal right here and taking the 3 points.
Really been all Pointers this first half, Michael.
All first half for this Pointers, but we have a whole nother half of football left to play yet. So, we're hoping that the Pointers can keep this momentum riding off of here at the end of the first half and keep it going up through the second half as well.
Victor Pontario, freshman kicker, on to attempted field goal to put the Pointers up by 13 heading into halftime. As he waits for the snap. Snap is down, kick it, a fake! It's a fake! It's a fake! Romanski takes a snap, throws it, and it's incomplete! Oh, no! Oh. He had a receiver wide open, number 97 for the Pointers. Sean Kuhn, the defensive end. I don't know what to say, Michael. It shocked me. I honestly really thought they were going to go for the field goal. But, man, they could have blown this game wide open. So, Pointers up by 10 going into the half, 24-14. What do you think of that call, Michael? That really surprised us.
It reminded me a little bit of the Phillies special on fourth down. So,
the Pointers, the team's going into the locker room. Pointers up by 10, 24-14. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back later with our halftime show.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality. And I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of the family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to look forward to coming to work.
We've got a core of individuals that are going to reach a lot of new heights.
We're growing fast and always hiring. Apply today at skyward.com/careers.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. We're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
This UWSP Sports broadcast is brought to you by SPTV. Let's make media together.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things, ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college. I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader, and I think that was something I had the capability of doing, and forever grateful that being at a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out to community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility to pursue different interests and passions to go D3.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality, and I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of the family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to look forward to coming to work.
We've got a core of individuals that are going to reach a lot of new heights.
We're growing fast and always hiring. Apply today at skyward.com/careers.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. We're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
This UWSP Sports broadcast is brought to you by SPTV. Let's make media together.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things, ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college, I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader, and I think that was something I had the capability of doing, and forever grateful that being at a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out to community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility to pursue different interests and passions to go D3.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality. And I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of the family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to look forward to coming to work.
We've got a core of individuals that are going to reach a lot of new heights.
We're growing fast and always hiring. Apply today at skyward.com/careers.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, we're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
This UWSP sports broadcast is brought to you by SPTV. Let's make media together.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things, ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college, I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader, and I think that was something I had the capability of doing, and forever grateful that being at a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out into community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility to pursue different interests and passions to go D3.
Welcome back to Goerke Park, folks. Pointers football, halftime, just about 5 minutes left until the second half starts. The Pointers up over to the Dakota State Trojans, 24-14. I'm Ben Zatuni, alongside me, Michael Wengen. Michael, was a very exciting first half of football, capped off by, we thought it was a fake field goal attempt, but it was a poor snap. Matt Urmanski tried to get the Pointers 6 off that bad snap by attempting a touchdown pass to number 97 Sean Kuhn, but incomplete out of the back of the end zone. So you only stand at a 10-point difference. Pointers are going to get the second half kickoff, but how about that first half?
What a first half indeed by the Pointers overall. You know, on that first series that the Trojans had on offense, the Pointers defense made them go 3 and out. Second series, they forced them to throw a bad one into the hands of I believe it was a Pointers defender. It got him to throw an interception, and so far they haven't really had too much of a struggle stopping the run game. That was something we emphasized at the beginning of the pregame show, that was something that they struggled with. It's just been more of like the passing attack that they've had struggles with. They haven't had a lot of luck trying to stop that.
Yeah, definitely. And as we talk about the first half stats, the Pointers obviously leading in score. They lead first downs 14-7. Rushing yards are leading 165-29. Dakota State does have the advantage passing, 234-172, courtesy of those touchdown passes from Torrin Devricks to Mason Layton, a 48-yard pass, and then a 43-yard pass to get Dakota State on the board. But the Pointers offense coming from Zach Bosick, his 43-yard touchdown run. Steve Harris, 63-yard pass from Matt Urmanski. Shamaj Williams, 2-yard run. And then the freshman kicker, Victor Ponterio, continues his strong freshman year, 19-yard field goal.
And as you mentioned too, with that last attempt, last field goal attempt, or rather a field goal fake attempt, it looked like the Pointers were going to try to get something out of that. They almost had an opportunity there, as you mentioned. Kuhn just let that go too far beyond his reach, and Urmanskis looked really well passing the ball. He's even gotten a little bit of chances to run up with the ball himself. He's been able to do that the past couple years.
Yeah, Matt Urmanski, 10 of 19 for 172 yards in that touchdown pass to Steve Harris. But sophomore running back Zach Bosick, 12 carries, 117 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest, obviously, being that touchdown, 43 yards. Pointers offense, you really could say was firing on all cylinders in the first half.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the other side of with the Trojans or whatever, their offense has been kind of a little bit of a different story. Obviously, Richardson went down with an injury, and Torrey Devricks now has been starting the game, although he's thrown 2 touchdowns already this game, and it's both of them were to his favorite receiver, Mason Layton. And at the same time, though, their passing attack has been much more effective than their running attack. The Pointers' offense overall has just been really outstanding, and I hope it continues in the second half.
Speaking about the second half, in our pregame show, we talked about how important it was for the Pointers' defense to stop the Trojans' rushing attack led by Brody Fredrickson. He only has 45 yards on 11 carries. Really shut him down. What does the Pointers' defense have to do? It seems like they really struggled with the pass. What do they have to do to shut down Mason Layton?
Well, I think the big thing with Mason Layton is that he knows how to get down the field. He's very fast when it comes downfield, but the Point defenders have not been able to keep up with him. He's been able to outrun double coverage several times, and he's had 2 long touchdown passes thrown to him. So basically, the Point defenders need to keep up with Layton as he goes down the field, and also with the rest of their offensive weapons as well.
And the Pointers getting the second half kickoff. How important is it for the Pointers to get some points off their first drive of the second half, since they didn't get any before halftime?
Well, it's very important. Obviously, we mentioned before in their first series in the first half, the Pointers had that big run by Zach Bozick, the 43-yard touchdown run. It set the momentum right away, and he put a tone of we're going to come out firing. And with this kickoff here set coming up soon, we got to see the Pointers come out and do the exact same thing that they did on their first series of the first half.
Deep back for the Pointers to receive the second half kickoff. Just about 15 seconds till the second half starts. Deep back for the Pointers, the return is O.J. James and Jahai Stegall. So we'll see if they can get a nice special teams touchdown maybe to start the second half. That'd be nice. Now on to kickoff for the Trojans. Casey Bork, their sophomore kicker. Let's get this second half started, Michael.
I'm excited. Look.
Bork on for the second half kickoff, and he sends the ball away, and that's returned by Stegall at about the 10, across the 10 to the 15 to the 20 to the 25 to the 30 to the 35, gets to about the 36-yard line. Nice return by Jahai Stegall.
Yeah, a really nice return, able to get some blocks down the field, and really had a chance there to really get past midfield, but taken down around the 35, puts the Pointers close to midfield and on their side of the field.
So 1st and 10 at their own 35 is where the Pointers will start their second half drive. Romanski in the gun with Zach Bosick next to him. 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. Bad snap. Romanski gets surprised by it, and he has no choice but take it himself and gets almost nothing. It looked like he wasn't expecting that snap.
It looked like he was looking at one of his receivers to his left, and the ball kind of just came right to him, and he juggled it. Still able to keep it with himself and get some.
Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 from their own 35. Once again for the Pointers, their first offensive drive of the second half. Romanski in the gun. D'Amico in motion now. Romanski takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws over the middle, incomplete. Tried to throw it to Steve Hara over the middle. It looked like Hara might have slipped.
Hara did slip a little bit right there, looking for the pass from Romanski, excuse me, but Romanski was underneath some pressure right there, not able to get it out to his favorite receiver.
So it brings up 3rd and 10 once again. See if the Pointers can get a first down, keep the chains moving in the second half. Romanski in the gun, Bosick next to him. D'Amico in motion once again. Romanski takes a snap, rolls, still looking for a receiver, keeps it himself, decides to run, and he's taken down. Gets maybe a 3-yard carry, if that. Brings up 4th down for the Pointers. Not how they wanted to start the second half.
Not exactly a great start offensively for the Pointers. Trojans hold them on 3rd down and force the Pointers now to punt here on 4th down.
Deep back to return for the Trojans, number 9, Mitchell Galloway. On to punt for the Pointers, number 80, Sam Blease. Almost blocked by the Trojans there. And it bounces about the 30 and continues to roll to about the 11-yard line. Great punt by Blease.
Very good.
Pinning the Trojans deep back into their own territory. We'll keep it right here. 24-14, Pointers up by 10 over the Dakota State Trojans from South Dakota. 19 left here in the 3rd quarter. Michael, how important is it for the Pointers defense to keep playing strong?
Well, the Pointers defense has struggled with the passing attack, but on the rushing side of things, they've been doing very well in holding down Fredrickson, So we're hoping that this continues for him here in the second half.
So 1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own, first down. Deverick's back to pass, looking, completes it to Galloway. Tries to juke a defender. No way. There's no way he got past. There's no way he was going to get past O.J. James. Great tackle by the defensive back.
Great job by James staying with the receiver on the outside, able to keep him from getting anything on that play. Makes it 2nd down from their own 10.
Deverick's in the gun with Fredrickson behind him. Meester split out at the top of the screen. Galloway at the top, or Meester at the bottom. Or Leighton at the bottom, I'm going to hand off to Fredericks. And a fumble. They say fumble. And a fumble recovery for the Pointers defense. Fredrickson gets the ball, fumbles. Great job by the Pointers defense causing a fumble. And really in a great position to get a score, get 6 points here.
2nd turnover forced by the Pointers tonight after the interception earlier in the first half, and now force a fumble from the Trojans and put themselves right in the red zone here, actually. What a play by the Pointers defense.
First and 10 at the Trojans' 15-yard line. Romanski in the gun. Jahai Stigall next to him. The receivers at the bottom of the screen, one at the top. Romanski in the gun waiting for the snap. Stigall in motion now. Romanski takes a snap, dumps it off to Skull out of the backfield. Jukes the defender, slips, falls, gets past him, breaks another move, and he's in for the touchdown. Is he? He is! Touchdown Pointers! Nice touchdown reception from Matt Romanski to Jahai Stigall, 15 yards. Score is now 30-14, Stevens Point.
Impressive run by Stigall. Slipped a little bit right there around the 10-yard line, but able to block off some defenders and keep himself fighting into the end zone and give the Pointers another score on the board.
Just what you want. The Pointers didn't score on their offensive possession to start the second half, but their defense decided to help them out. 15-yard pass from Romanski to Stigall as Victor Ponteria on to attempt the extra point. And it is good. 31-14, the Pointers up over the Trojans. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back with more Pointers football after this.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality. And I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of the family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to look forward to coming to work. We've got a core of individuals that are going to reach a lot of new heights.
We're growing fast and always hiring. Apply today at skyward.com/careers.
Welcome back to Goerke Park, folks. Goerke Park, home of Stevens Point Pointers football team. Up over the Dakota State Trojans, 31-14. Alongside me, Michael Wengen on Benzatuni. Michael, the Pointers offense really clicking today.
Yeah, and you got to give the credit, though, to the defense for forcing the fumble in that last offensive series for the Trojans. Put the Pointers in really good field position, and Romanski finished it off with a 10-yard touchdown pass to Stegall.
And we've talked about the Pointers' offense, but how about their defense? Their defense came to play today, really shutting down the Trojans' rushing attack, which has really been quite a staple for them so far in this season.
So if Ontario's going to get things back the other way.
Deep back for the Trojans is Galloway and also Mason Layton. And the kick is away. It'll be returned by Galloway at about the 4. Gets ahead to the 15, to the 20, and just taken down with a huge hit at about the 22, 23-yard line.
You can
so
see
that's
that.
where
You can see that one for sure.
Great hit by the Pointers special teams. Not sure who made it. But once again, Dakota State's starting deep in their own territory.
They're starting at about the exact same field position that they had on their last drive before they fumbled the football. So we'll see if the Pointers defense can come up with something again right here on this drive.
So 1st and 10 at their own 24 for Dakota State. Torin Deverick's in the gun. And it's a handoff to number 15. That's Iman Legacy.
He did not pick up anything on that play.
2nd of 12, loss of 2. 2nd and 12 from their own 22 for the Trojans. Pointers defense once again stopping that run. So Deverick's in the gun with Legacy behind him. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws, complete to Layton, and fumble, incomplete. The referees say incomplete.
Oh man, if only the whistle had not been
Sam
wrong.
Schaefer was going to take that to the house if they would have been if they wouldn't have blown the play dead. So it brings up 3rd and 12 for the Dakota State offense.
Pointers defense wasting no time in putting a lot of pressure.
3rd down, Michael. You decide to send a blitz if you're the Pointers defense?
I think so. They'll go up in the air this play.
Deverick's in the gun, Legacy behind him.
Oh, that's going to be...
Encroachment on the Pointers, free play down the field, and it is incomplete. And another flag. There was it looked like encroachment on the Pointers defense, so Deverick's took a shot downfield to his wide receiver number 9, Mitchell Galloway, who was covered by Sam Schaefer. And it looks to be a pass interference or a holding on Sam Schaefer. So we'll decide which we'll see what Dakota State decides to do.
To have 2 penalties like that against the Pointers defense, that's not exactly what you want here on this drive. You're going to put the Trojans in better field position and give them a whole new set of downs. May catch an unlucky break.
So it brings up 3rd and 12 at their own 22. Or excuse me. So it should bring up about 3rd and 2 then.
So Stevens Point still has a chance to get a
3 and out here. So 3rd and 2 from their own 32 for Dakota State. And Brody Fredrickson, the Dakota State running back, hasn't been in at all on this offensive drive for Dakota State. Maybe he's injured. Maybe the coaches are giving him a breather because hasn't been really working that well for Dakota State today. Deverick in the gun. Hands it off to his running back. That's number 15, Legacy. And no, he is short. Well short of the first down. A loss on the play. Great stop by the Pointers defense. And Dakota State's going to punt the ball. Once again, Michael, great stop. Great job stopping the run, stuffing the run for a loss by the Pointers defense.
Another impressive showing by this defense indeed. It forced the fumble on the last series and now forces the Trojans right here to punt.
And who came up with that tackle? None other than Mr. Ryan Strick, senior linebacker for the Pointers. Deep back for the Pointers on this punt return is O.J. James as Nielsen kicks the ball away, almost blocked. A high, deep kick, sending James backwards at about the 18-yard line, across the 20, across the 25, and a flag.
Looks like somebody might have been holding there in the back.
Holding or blocking the back, we'll see. A lot of penalties so far in this game.
Not too many of them have been against Stevens Point, except for the last series.
So just under 11 minutes left here in the third quarter, as the referees decide to take their time with what this penalty is.
It looks like it is on Stevens Point.
It's a legal block in the back on the Pointers. Defensive back Amari Johnson. So the Pointers starting their second drive of the second half, deep in their own territory, 1st and 10 at their 12.
Pointers are going to have to really do something here on offense.
Romansky in the gun. Shamaj Williams next to him. One receiver at the top of the screen, 2 split out at the bottom. Romansky in the gun, waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, hands it off to Williams, tries to bounce it outside, back inside, jukes the defender, runs over somebody. Wow! Great job by Shamaj Williams running over that Dakota State defender. Gets about maybe 6-7 yards on that carry.
Samaj Williams had a nice juke right there, almost like something you would see out of the Madden video game.
Another handoff, or a keeper by Romansky, and he gets the first down. He's really fooled us on those quarterback keepers tonight.
Yeah.
Gets the first down once again, showing he's dual threat quarterback, and Dakota State defenders down on the field in some obvious pain.
Samaj, looks like on the last play, Romansky faked the handoff to Samaj and then ran on the outside, using the protection from the guards, the right guard, to get outside and get a huge play for a first down. And we're hoping to see more of that out of Romansky too down on this drive.
And we're going to take a commercial break due to the injury on the field. We'll be back after this.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. We're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
Here at Goerke Park, as the Dakota State player was able to get off the field under his own power, which is always good to see. 1st and 10 for the Pointers at their own 32-yard line after that nice quarterback keeper by Matt Romansky. In the gun with Shamaj Williams next to him. Waiting for the snap, takes a snap, hands off to Williams, bounces it outside, back inside, and helmet-to-helmet contact with a Dakota State defender. Williams gets...
And we have a Pointer player down.
Another Pointer player down. Seems to be a lot of cramps today. That heat's really affecting those players.
Maybe affecting some of those players, although it could also be due to some kind of just vicious hit or something like that. So we're hoping that it's not anything too serious as well. Fortunately. 10 minutes left in the...
10 minutes, Michael. 10 minutes left here in the third quarter. Pointers up 31-14. Their offense really has been... I'd say their offense has been the story of the game.
I would say so, too. Of course, the defense has also been part of the reason why the offense has been able to get down the field and score these points. The defense really getting their opportunities to put the pressure rather on the Trojans and really make them to... force them to make some plays that even they don't want to make. So we're hoping that it continues throughout the rest of the game.
And the Pointer hurt is number 63. Their sophomore offensive lineman, Jack Rapala from Mequon, Wisconsin. So we hope everything's okay with him as his fellow teammates help him off the field. So 2nd and 3 for the Pointers at their own 39-yard line. Romansky in the gun with Shamaj Williams next to him. Offense taking their time getting set. Referees start the clock rolling. Romanski in the gun. Shamaj Williams next to him. Receivers split out at the top and the bottom of the screen. Handoff to Williams, and he's short of the first down. Maybe gets a yard, if that, on that carry.
It looked like for a second there I thought
2 yards, so 3rd and 1.
Looked like for a second there I thought Romanski was going to be able to take the ball outside for himself.
That would have been a great play for a quarterback draw. Quarterback option out to the outside. Romanski in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes a snap. And he keeps it himself up the middle. No gain, and he's short.
Romanski with the carry himself.
Brings up 4th down for the Pointers. You go for it if you're the Pointers, Michael?
I don't think so. It looks like they're gonna. Yeah, it looks like
they are gonna punt the ball away.
I think that's the smart thing to do right here. You're on your own side of the field still. Better to just get the ball down the field instead of putting the Trojans in better field position if you don't get it.
Blease on the punt for the Pointers. Deep back is Galloway for Dakota State. And Galloway will fair catch it at about the 24-yard line. So that's where Dakota State will start their next offensive drive. We'll be back with more Pointer football after this commercial break.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality. And I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of the family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to look forward to coming to work. We've got a core of individuals that are going to reach a lot of new heights.
We're growing fast and always hiring. Apply today at skyward.com/careers.
30 for Dakota State. Deverick's in the gun. With Fredrickson back into the game behind him in the backfield. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom of the screen. Deverick's waiting for the snap. Drops back to pass. Looking, throws down the field for Galloway, and it's caught by Mitchell Galloway. Still going. Michael, once again, that long pass play kills the Pointers' defense.
Yeah, and
Galloway talking some trash after the completion.
It wasn't a pretty pass either by Devericks. It just kind of floated up into the arms of Galloway.
Up there, and Galloway was able to come down under it and carry the Pointers' defender on his back for a yards after the catch. So it brings up 1st and 10 at the Pointer 28-yard line for Dakota State. Deverick's in the gun. Waiting for the snap. Back to pass. Looking. Throws down the field. And it's caught by Layton. Once again, Mason Layton killing the Pointers defense out at about, I'd say, about the 2 or the 3-yard line.
Layton has looked very
sharp. That nice back shoulder fade. Or fade towards the end zone.
Layton has been the top problem for this Pointers secondary to stop. And it looks like we're trying to get a player off the field right now. So the Trojans are eager to get back in and try and see if they can get a score out of this.
So 1st and goal from the Pointers' 4-yard line for Dakota State. Deverick's in the gun with Fredrickson behind him. Listman and Layton at the bottom of the screen. Galloway split out at the top of the screen. Deverick's waiting for the snap.
And a false start.
False start on the offense. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
And with just about halfway through the 3rd quarter, the Pointers still up by a couple scores yet.
Up by 17. So 1st and goal from the Pointers' 9-yard line. Deverick's in the gun. Drops back to pass. Looking. Throws. Incomplete. His intended receiver was number 11, Trevor Listman, and it was incomplete. Sam Schaefer upset with himself that he didn't get the interception off the deflection.
Schaefer felt like he had the opportunity to get an interception right there, but Able to knock it away, though, make it second and goal now from the 9.
And the theme of the game, Michael, it seems to me that the Pointers will give up a big run or a big pass, and then the defense will settle down and hold the Dakota State offense. We'll see if they can do it here. Second and goal from the 9-yard line. Devrix throws to the end zone for Galloway. Incomplete. A nice juggling one-handed catch by Galloway, but he was incomplete, out of bounds, as the official says. So brings up third and goal once again for the brings up another third down for the Pointers defense.
Boy, you looked right there. Galloway had himself in the right position and just not able to keep his feet in bounds. Third and goal now for this Pointers defense. See if they can make a stop.
Just about 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Devrix in the gun with Fredrickson behind him. Listman split out, and a timeout, Dakota State.
I think it's probably best right here if they tell the Trojans to settle down a little bit,
And we'll keep it right here since this should be just a quick timeout. But great job by the Pointers defense settling down after that long completion from Devrix to Galloway.
Yeah, the thing with this Pointers defense that we've seen is that sometimes that they'll give up a big play through the air, and then when it comes to the ground attack, they'll usually handle that pretty easily. But right here on this third and goal right here, that they've been able to handle themselves pretty well, stopping the first 2 attempts near the goal line. So it's just important for them to get the stop right here, and if they can't, to not freak out so much, just rebound from it and worry about getting the next one.
So, as Michael said, third and goal from the Pointers' 9-yard line. If you're Dakota State, do you take a shot through the air again, or you try to run it in with Fredrickson?
I think they're going to go through the air.
And then end around to Layton, and it's caught for the touchdown, and end around Layton, and it's complete. Still not able to tell who it was completed to.
Couldn't see on that one either, Ben, but that looked a lot like the Philly special from the Super Bowl.
It's complete to number 12. That's David Bond, junior wide receiver. So 31-20, the score here at Goerke Park.
Extra point makes it a 10-point game.
And a false start on the extra point by Dakota State. Looked like it looked like their long sniper might have jumped a little early, or one of their one of the people on the line. .58, one of their offensive linemen.
That is John Kawanole, the junior offensive lineman from Waifu, Hawaii.
So Dakota State, once again, will attempt the extra point. This time a little longer due to the false start. Looking to make it a 10-point ball game. The kick is up, and it is good. So 10-point ball game, 31-21. Just under 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. We'll be back with more Pointer football after this.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. We're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
Welcome back to the broadcast here, folks. I'm Ben Zatuni. Alongside me is Michael Wengen. The Pointers up over the Dakota State Trojans from South Dakota, 31-21. Just under 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Michael, we're going to have ourselves, I'd say we're going to have ourselves one heck of a finish.
I think so, too. I think we're in for a real good one. You know, at the beginning of the game, it was definitely in the Pointers' favor. 21-0 lead after the end of the first quarter. 24-14 lead at halftime, and now only a 10-point lead here with only just under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. A lot of
work
football
on
left.
for the kickoff for the Pointers. Deep back, or excuse me, for Dakota State. Deep back for the Pointers is Stegall and O.J. James. A pooch punt, and that's returned by Shamaj Williams, and he gets to about the 37, 36-yard line. We'll see where they mark it, but either way, pretty decent field position for the Pointers offense.
Yeah, and again, this offense for the Pointers hasn't been able to get anything on these last couple drives. So, with only a 10-point lead now, it becomes a lot more it becomes more important now for this offense to get down the field and try to get something in the end zone.
So 1st and 10 at their own 38 for the Pointers. 3 receivers at the top of the screen, 1 at the bottom. Bosek next to Umansky, who's in the gun waiting for the snap. Umansky takes a snap, looking, keeps it, tries to keep it himself, and he's taken down for a loss behind the line of scrimmage.
Umansky didn't really want to have to take it up the middle himself.
That pocket sure collapsed quickly.
Trying to look for somebody, but he couldn't get anybody open and didn't get back to the line, only making it a 2nd and 10.
So 2nd and 11 at their own 37 for the Pointers. Romansky in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes the snap. Hands off to Bosek, who tries to bounce it outside. And he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, so maybe another loss for the Pointers. Struggling to get some positive yardage on this drive.
It's already 3rd down for this Pointers offense.
3rd and 11.
The last thing the Pointers want to do is give up the ball right here. It's vitally important that they get the first down, whether it's through the air, which is most likely what they'll do, because the running game right now for them is trying to hit a stalemate.
Romansky in the gun, waiting for the snap. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws. Incomplete. His intended receiver was number 80. That's, Alex Adams, a freshman wide receiver from Wheaton, Illinois. First time we've called his name today, so a 3-and-out for the Pointers offense.
Oh boy, the momentum has really gone now more towards the Trojans, and having the Pointers now punt on this, it's a huge break for this Trojans defense.
So back for the return is Galloway, a line drive kick, bounces at about the 31, and he chooses to return it. Bad move by Galloway, immediately taken down by number 23, the sophomore defensive back James Frey from Elgin, Illinois. Really a bad move by Galloway there. I'm not really sure if he had any choice, though.
Yeah, it only took a high quick bounce, and that it was right in his hands. It didn't really have a chance to call for a fair catch, so he only gets out to the 26.
So it brings up 1st and 10 at their own 25, or Dakota. So another official's timeout to repair the chain. It's really felt like most of Dakota State's drives in these games, Michael, have started deep in their own territory, coming off of a Pointers punt.
And usually after they start off deep in their own side of the field, usually they've been able to get down the field with a big passing play, so hopefully they can avoid that here.
So once again, 1st and 10 at their own 25 is where they'll start their drive. Deverick's in the gun. Fredrickson behind him. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking, throws down the middle, and it is incomplete. Number 12 for the Trojans, David Bond, completed it. And Sam Schaefer knocking the ball loose. He had a great hit, causing a fumble in the first game of the season. And once again, he shows he's not afraid to lower his head and make some contact.
Really cleaned up in there after O.J. James led up the coverage, and Schaefer with a nice hit makes it 2nd and 10.
You were right, Michael. They usually like to take a shot downfield when they're deep in their own territory. So it brings up 2nd and 10. Back to passes Deverix, throws, and it's complete to Fredrickson, who jukes the defender, tries to cut across the other side of the field. He's loose across the 50 down the sidelines to the 40, and he's taken down by number 27. That's Julian Givens, defensive back, and a flag on the field. We'll see what this is for, but once again, those Dakota State's they've had trouble getting their offense started, but one or two big plays really helps their drives.
And this pass wasn't even down the field. It was just a quick dump out.
Dump off pass. That pocket was collapsing quickly.
We'll see what the penalty is right here, but is most likely against Stevens Point.
As the officials taking their time figuring out everything, and here's the call. A personal foul on the Trojans, number 12, David Bond, the wide receiver who 2 plays ago before this long pass had dropped that pass that would have gotten the Trojans a first down.
I thought the penalty was on Stevens Point. After a big play like that, I was only assuming the worst, but...
So the Trojans still get a first down, 1st and 10 at their own 38. Deverix in the gun. Waiting for the snap. Behind him is number... Legacy looks to be the running back. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws it down the field for Leighton, incomplete. Just a little bit out of his reach.
Leighton was...
Or excuse me, not Leighton. That's number 14, Baylor Harding, the sophomore wide receiver from Utah.
Again, as I mentioned before, he was downfield in double coverage, and these Trojans receivers have been able to do that pretty well in escaping the double coverage.
So 2nd and 10 at their own 38 for Dakota State. Fredrickson back into the game at running back. Derek's in the gun. Audibling the play now. Derek's in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, flushed out of the pocket, and he throws incomplete. And a multitude of flags come in, and wow, what a throw by that official on that throw of the flag. One of the best throws we've seen all game. We'll see what this flag is for. And it looks to be on Dakota State.
Possibly holding or something like that. Deverix is flushed out of the pocket.
Those officials sure are taking their time with the penalties today, Michael.
I think it's probably best if they get the call correctly and not create any of an upstir between the two teams.
As the official now comes over to the Pointer sideline to tell them what the flag is. And here it is. So a 10-yard penalty, really costly by Dakota State. Second time on this drive, David Bonds shot the Trojans' offense in the foot. First with that personal foul, and now with the illegal shift penalty.
It looked like the Trojans were going to be able to get downfield pretty easily, but instead penalties have really killed them and sent them back.
So 2nd and 20 from their own 28. Derek's in the gun, waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, pressured as he throws down the field, and it's complete to Galloway. Breaks free, and he's tackled at about, and he looks to be down in some pain, slow to get up. He caught the ball, and was able to get to about the 23-yard line.
The only thing keeping him from the end zone was number 3, Markel Outlaw, the cornerback out of Riverdale, Illinois. So great play by him, but not a great game.
So 1st and 10 at the Pointers 25 for Dakota State. Derek's in the gun. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking. pressured as he throws, and he's sacked. That's number 94 for the Pointers. Joel Rufino Guerrero getting in on the sack today.
Yeah, great play, heads up by Rufino, but you also got to give credit to Strick, who also came in there and helped clean up as well.
Strick is sure having a great game today. 2nd and 16 at the Pointer 31-yard line. Deverick's back to pass, hands it off to Fredericks up the middle, and he's spun and taken down by number 27, Julian Givens.
Fredericks got a few yards on that play. The tackle that he brought him down, though, was pretty close to almost being called. I'm glad that they did it.
So 3rd and 12 from the Pointers' 27-yard line. Deverick's in the gun. Fredericks in behind him. Audibling at the line now is is Deverick's. Back to pass, looking, throws down the field, and it's complete to to Layton.
We got a flag on the play.
And a flag on the play.
Layton took a hit as he was knocked out of bounds.
It doesn't appear to be on that. That flag was before he completed the pass, maybe on Dakota State.
Officials getting together and discussing it.
31-21, 10-point game here at Goerke Park. So Rufino Guerrero has a roughing the passer call on him. A play after he had that great sack. So 31-21, 10-point ball game here. Just about 3 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, we talked about too during the entire game, Ben. Penalties are not what you want to have happen on a drive like this.
So 1st and 10 at the Pointer 12 for the Trojans offense. Devericks takes the snap, throws it to Layton, incomplete. Had a nice diving catch attempt, but he wasn't able to hold on. Juggled the ball out the back of the end zone.
Layton was in the right spot to make a play. Just had to keep himself down on the ground and catch the ball, but not able to hang on.
So it brings up 2nd and 10 from the Pointers 12 for the Dakota State Trojans offense. If you're Dakota State, what do you decide to do here, Michael? You try a run or you keep going through the air?
I think you just try to keep going through the air. It's what's been working the most for them.
Devericks takes a snap, drops back to pass, throws towards Galloway. Caught, touchdown. Touchdown, Dakota State. We got a ball game here, Michael. It's going to be a real barn burner.
Oh, boy. After this extra point, it's only a 3-point difference between the Pointers and the Trojans.
And the crowd here at Goerke Park has fallen almost completely silent, except for the Dakota State fans on the other side of the field.
I think you may want to strap up your helmets, folks. We might be in for a good one here at the end.
That was completed number 12, David Bond. So Bond redeeming himself after he ate those 2 penalties earlier on this drive. The kick is up, and it is good. So 3-point ball game, 31-28, 2:50 left in the third quarter. We'll be back with Pointer football after this.
This UWSP Sports broadcast is brought to you by SPTV. Let's make media together.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality. And I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of the family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to.
And we're back here at Goerke Park. I'm Ben Zatuni, alongside me, Michael Wengen. Michael, Pointers were up by as many as 13 points. Now it's a 3-point ball game.
Yeah, they were up by 21-0 at the end of the first quarter, and now all of a sudden we find ourselves only up by 3. So,
and coming into this game, we talked about a lot in our pregame show how potent the rushing attack for Dakota State was, but it's really been the passing game as the kickoff is up in the air, returned by the Pointers, and a flag on the play that's returned by number 3 Markel Outlaw, the freshman cornerback from Riverdale, Illinois. A couple of flags on the field, but Michael, going back to what we were previously talking about before the kickoff, we knew coming in that Mason Layton was a great wide receiver. He now had, coming into the game, he had 6 touchdowns on the season, and just this being the 4th game right now. Now he's up to 8, and we really kind of focused on the rushing attack for Dakota State, but really it's been the passing game.
Yeah, it's been a huge surprise, and here's the call.
Blocking the back on the Pointers return team, so not what you want, starting even deeper in their own territory.
And with the Pointers now only being up by 3, this is probably one of the most crucial drives of the game right here. If they're not able to get anything down the field, that opens the door for Dakota State to come in and take a lead.
So 1st and 10 at their own 11. Hermansky in the gun by himself. Throws it to Stegall out of the backfield. Breaks a couple defenders, shakes off someone. He's loose down the sideline, gets the first down and more. Gets out to about the 35-36 yard line. Great job by Stegall. Pointers have really liked doing that today, motioning the running back out of the backfield and hitting him on the wheel route.
Great play there on the first drive, able to get Stegall out to the outside and break off a big portion of yards.
So 1st and 10 at their own 35. Hermansky in the gun. Stegall next to him. And it's a handoff to Stegall, and he stumbles, and he's taken down in the backfield for a loss. At least a 3-4 yard loss for Stegall. Not what you want if you're the Pointers offense. With it being a 3-score ball game, just about 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
It looked like they tried to run the same play they did on that last one, and this time the Dakota State was ready for it. Takes him down for only
2 yard loss. So
2 yard loss.
Under 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 12. Hermansky in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, and it's a pass to Stegall out of the backfield, incomplete. They tried to, and a deserved flag on Dakota State, number 7. That's Marcus Vandenbosch, a sophomore linebacker, pushed Steve Hara well after the play was over. So unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, presumably moving the chains for the Pointers. About getting a first down for the Pointers.
That's going to be a big break for this Pointers offense. Now you're going to get yourself up to midfield, or at least around midfield, and Vandenbosch comes off the field now. That was a big mistake on his part.
So 1st down for the Pointers, courtesy of the unsportsmanlike conduct by Vandenbosch of the Trojans.
Something like that is what the Pointers needed. It could help.
Maybe it'll be a spark for the offense on this drive.
Instead of facing like 3rd and 8, now they got a first down.
First and 10 at their own 48 for the Pointers. Hermansky in the gun. Trying to draw the Trojans offside with the hard count. Now Hermansky back in the gun, waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws. And is it caught? It is caught. Caught by the Pointers. That's number 80 for the Pointers. That's Alex Adams, a freshman wide receiver. Great catch for the first down by Adams. Wasn't sure if that was incomplete or not. So Hermansky in the gun, waiting for the snap. And it's a handoff to Bosick. Bounces it outside, tries to get some room. And he's loose. He breaks free. And I don't say this too often, Michael, but I really think the officials missed a hold on that play by the Pointers. Number 19, Zach D'Amico, looked like he was holding his man. as Bosek bounced it outside to the edge.
Bosek found a good path, and he just followed right through with it, able to get up some big yards.
Bosek tying his shoe now. Hermansky waiting for him. Now they're set. Hermansky in the gun waiting for the snap. Another hard count. Hermansky really has been using a hard count a lot today.
He's improved a lot from his sophomore year, you could tell.
Hermansky waiting for the snap, takes the snap, and it's a handoff, and he keeps it himself up the middle. Nothing. Oh, he's still going, moving the pile. Wow. That's at least a 4-yard carry with Hermansky moving a pretty substantial amount of weight in that pile.
He got a little bit of help right there from one of his offensive linemen, Mitch Overbeck, able to help him get through and pick up at least 5 more yards on that play.
2nd and 5 at the Trojans 20 for the Pointers. Hermansky in the gun, waiting for the snap. Takes a snap, jumps back pass, looking, throws for the end zone for D'Amico. Incomplete. Oh, Zach D'Amico dropping a touchdown pass that would have put the Pointers up by 8 points if they would have made by 10 points if they would have made the extra point.
Right, went right through D'Amico's
wide open,
hands.
bringing up 3rd down now.
With only 5 seconds left, too, in the 3rd quarter, you got a chance right here to make one more play before the end of the quarter and before the last 15 minutes of this game.
So 3rd and 5 at the Trojans 20. Hermansky in the gun. Back to pass. Looking. Still looking. Throws over the middle. Intercepted off the hands of Steve Hara. Intercepted by Dakota State. Number 41, Wyatt Sanford, the sophomore defensive back. Hermansky with his first turnover of the day. That's how the 3rd quarter ends. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with the start of the 4th quarter after this.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. We're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
Welcome back to Goerke Park, folks, here in Stevens Point for Pointers football. I'm Ben Zatuni, alongside me, Michael Wengen. Just about to start the 4th quarter. Pointers had 3rd and 5 from, I believe, if I remember correctly, the 28-yard line. And Matt Hermansky threw it over the middle to Steve Hara, who dove to catch it. Bounced off Hara's fingertips, intercepted by the Trojans' number 41, Wyatt Sanford. So 1st and 10, the Trojans are going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line. So I guess deep, pretty good if you're the Pointers defense, but not what the Pointers offense was looking for. They wanted to score to widen the lead to 10 points.
Definitely not. And as we mentioned in the pregame show, Sanford was someone to look at on the Trojans side of the Trojans defensive side, making a play there that he caught a break off of Hara's misfortune. So they're pinned against their own 1-yard line now, but now they have an opportunity now with the whole new quarter starting, 15 minutes to go, to really get down the field and take the lead. They're only down by 3 points now. This is a whole different ball game than what it was in the first half.
Exactly, and I think this is going to sound a little obvious, but as long as the Pointers defense can force a 3-and-out, they'll be in good shape.
Mm-hmm. As we just got the stats right here, it looks like the first downs have still been in Stevens Point's favor, but definitely a lot more now on the Dakota State side of the ball.
Dakota State leading in the passing category, 416 net passing yards, 219 for the Pointers. Only 27 rushing yards for Dakota State, while the Pointers have 238 yards on the ground.
And I know we mentioned this several times, but yeah, we thought the rushing game was going to be the biggest factor for this Pointers defense to keep an eye on. But really,
sorry, Michael, but another thing that stands out to me: the Dakota State, the Trojans are 2 of 2 of the red zone. Pointers are only 3 for 5, so not that bad. But you would have liked to try and convert all your red zone chances.
That's a very noticeable statistic right there.
So Dakota State at their own 1-yard line. Deverick's under center for the first time in today's game. Dakota State's quarterback under center for the first time in today's game. And he keeps it himself up the middle, and there's immediately a flag thrown. So we'll see what this is about.
May possibly be false start.
I don't know how much more you could move the ball back. So we're going to start half the distance to the goal, so we're going to start the fourth quarter all over again, Michael. Dakota State not really doing themselves any favors.
Not really, but again, that was just one play. They're definitely going to not try to do that again. So we're maybe
so
seeing...
once again, 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line. Deverick's under center once again, keeps it himself up the middle.
Looks like he got a couple yards on that.
Hard to tell with the huge body of a huge player, huge pile of bodies, excuse me. Gain of 1, so 2nd and 9 from the 2. Now Deverick's going back to the gun, back in the gun. Fredrickson, the running back behind him, lined up in the end zone. Handoff to Fredrickson, tries to get around the corner. And he barely gets anything, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd down. Third and 10. Wow, this Pointer defense, Michael, is really showing up on this play, on this series.
Now this is where it's going to really matter right here. This could change the game right here.
Keep the little momentum on the Pointer side. Hands off to Fredrickson up the middle, nowhere. Great stop by number 16, Boyd Delabrew. Pointers think they had a safety. The officials say he just got out of the end zone. Michael, the Pointers could really end up with some great field position to start this drive.
And you got the Trojans now punting out of their back of their own end zone, which is something a punter would never want to do in any kind of situation. So, great stop by this Pointers defense. Now they got to capitalize on offense.
O.J. James lined up to return the punt for the Pointers at about the Trojans' own 45-yard line. So really, he could put the Pointers in some great field position. And a terrible punt for the Trojans. Bounced it about the 30, then bounced back out of bounds, at the 25.
So the Pointers already have themselves right near the red zone.
They got to strike while the iron's hot. They absolutely need 6 points. They need to come away with a touchdown, with this only being a 3-point game. And Dakota State, before this 3-0 that they just had, really had some offensive momentum.
They did, and even though they were on their own 1-yard line, they just came right off of the interception that Hermansky threw to Sanford, but not able to get anything out of the red zone. So, Pointers ball.
1st and 10 at the Dakota State 25. The best field position by far the Pointers have had all day when they starting an offensive series. So Hermansky in the gun, Stegall next to him, D'Amico in motion now. And it's a handoff to Stegall, bounces it back up the middle, and maybe just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Great stop by the Dakota State rush defense.
Stegall didn't get anything really on that play. I've seen Hermansky now a few times running out to the outside. I really feel that he could get off a big portion of yards if he was to keep the ball himself.
So 2nd and 9 at the Dakota State 24. Hermansky in the gun, waiting for the snap now. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking, throws over the middle, and that's complete. That's a complete to number 80. That's Alex Adams, a freshman wide receiver from Wheaton, Illinois.
Great play
First and goal for the Pointers now.
Great play by Adams, cut right into the middle, and he was right there.
There's some definite pressure coming off Hermansky's backside. He just did get the throw off before he was hit. So 1st and goal from the Dakota State 8-yard line. Romanski in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes the snap. Hands off to Stegall. Bounces it outside. He's loose. He breaks free. Still going. Touchdown Pointers. Stegall into the end zone. Touchdown Pointers.
Touchdown number 2 for Stegall on the night, and this one came at a great time. Broke off some great tackles, just like that 10-yard reception that he had earlier in the third quarter.
Now has a touchdown on the ground, too. So 8-yard touchdown run for Stegall. Pointers up 37-28 over the Trojans. 11:42 left in the ball game. This could turn out to be a really high-scoring matchup.
And it's, even though there's still game time left, nothing's nailed down yet.
Pontario on to attempt extra point. The kick is good. It is good. So the Pointers up by 10, 38-28. We'll keep it right here, folks. Michael, what do you make of this game? It's really not going the way we thought it was going to be.
Definitely.
The way we thought it was going to.
Definitely not, Ben. I think you and I both were thinking it's like, there's either an outcome that the Pointers somehow have a really great game, which they have, or they could just have been a complete blowout, which we thought based on how bad their rush defense has been. But really, the biggest story of their defense has been how well they've been able to handle the rush defense. But again, the passing attack has just been a problem for the secondary. But even then, they've been doing a great job. Kept the Trojans from getting out of their own end zone. So hoping that can continue with only 11:42 left.
Really impressed with the way, Michael, I'm really impressed with the way the Pointers' defense has played, particularly their defense stopping the run.
Yeah, and with how well that they have been on offense, too, with getting the ball outside, they've done a great job. Hit a little bit of a stalemate there in the third quarter, but a play like that and a drive like that, that's what gets the confidence going back and the momentum in your favor.
Leighton deep back to return the kick for the Trojans. Pontario on to kick off. The swing of his leg, and there's a football high and deep into the Trojan territory, returned by number 14, Bailey Harding. And he gets a sizable return, still going to about the 30-yard line. So that's where the Dakota State will start their drive. Michael, I really think this may seem asking too much of the Pointers defense, but I really think they need to force a 3-and-out, at least try to force a 3-and-out every drive for the rest of the game. Because we've seen one pass play, Dakota State can get out of their own territory, and a couple plays later, they'll scoring, make the cut down on the size, make it a closer game.
Definitely, for sure.
So 1st and 10 at their own 31 for Dakota State. Deverick's in the gun, waiting for the snap. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking, still looking, decides to keep it himself, roll out of the pocket. And man, Ryan Strick, that linebacker, heat-seeking missile, had his eyes on the target. Good thing Deverick's got out of bounds, or Strick would have laid him out.
Yeah, it looked like Deverick's was trying to look for Galloway there along the sidelines, but Galloway was in some pretty good coverage, so Deverick's decided to just take the ball and get some yards himself, and took the safe way out of bounds.
So 2nd and 11 at their own 30. Back to passes Deverick's, looking, throws, and it's complete to number 11. One of his favorite targets, Trevor Listman, for the first down. Moves the chains for Dakota State.
Listman with a nice reception there. Gets the chains moving and puts the Trojans down near midfield.
So 1st and 10 at their own 42 for Dakota State. Deverick's in the gun. Hands off to Fredrickson on delayed handoff. He's loose up the field. He's loose. Bounces back outside to the sidelines, to the 30, to the 25. Julian Givens knocks him out of bounds. Brody Fredrickson showing once again why he's really a a person for the Pointers to key in on, moving the chains once again for Dakota State.
He found his blockers downfield, and he was able to get a path for himself to get down up near the 25 and put himself in good position.
So 1st and 10 at the Pointers 26. Devericks takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, hit as he throws, fumble, ball's out! And it's recovered by number 64 on the Trojans. That's Dylan Halsapple, the freshman offensive lineman. Julian Givens came off on the blitz and hit Devericks on his blind side, causing the ball to come out, but Pointers weren't able to bounce back on that fumble.
Yeah, the fumble was recovered by number 61, Deontay Randall, actually, but a huge play right there for that Pointers defense. Almost had another turnover forced. Would have been their 3rd turnover of the night.
So 2nd and 27 at the Pointers' 43-yard line for Dakota State. Devericks in the gun now, audibling the play.
We're going to get a timeout here.
Timeout for Dakota State. We'll keep it right here. Michael, there's so much to talk about in this ball game. The Pointers started out so hot, up 21-0 after the first quarter. Dakota State was able to chip it away, make it as close as a 3-point ball game. Now back to a 10-point ball game. Pointers up 38-28. Start deep in their own territory, get into Pointer territory on a long play. That seems like they've obviously been able to score, but it seems like they'd shoot themselves in the foot with penalties and incompletions. And also the Pointers defense, they came to play today, stopping that run and stopping the pass.
If you were writing a game story about this game, Ben, I'm not sure what exactly you would start out with, whether it be with the Pointers defense making some big plays, or rather it be about the Trojans' offensive passing attack. There's just so many things about this game that we've seen from both teams. The Pointers defense has forced 2 turnovers already this game and almost had a couple more, and their offense has been able to get down the field pretty well and get some points on the board. But realistically now, with it only being a 10-point game and still under 10 minutes to go, anything can happen yet between one of these two teams. Big play can change something between
Yeah,
them.
you're right, Michael. So Trojans back onto the field. 2nd and 27 from the Pointers' 43. Devericks in the gun. In the gun, waiting for the snap. False start on the Trojans. That's number 74, their offensive lineman, Brandon Schmidt, their junior offensive lineman from Jackson, Minnesota. 68. Looked like a couple players jumped off sides, or false start. That's Dylan Teller, their freshman offensive lineman from Chula Vista, California. So 2nd and 32 for the Trojans from the Pointers' 48-yard line. Devericks in the gun, waiting for the snap. Back to pass, looking, still looking. Throws, completes it out to Fredrickson out of the backfield. Tries to juke a defender, taken down. And slow to get up for the Pointers after making the tackle. That's number 47. That's Colin Hawkins, a sophomore linebacker from Milledore, Wisconsin. Slow to get up after making that tackle, but he's still in the game. 3rd and 28 now for the Trojans. Devericks in the gun. Takes a snap. Drops back to pass, looking. Here comes the pressure over the middle. That's complete to number 36. Whoa, what a tackle. That was complete to number 36. Caleb Olson, the freshman tight end. But no first down on that. Brings up 4th and 14.
Looks like the Trojans here are going to decide whether they want to kick the field goal or just more likely keep their offense on the field and try to get that first down, which they will do.
I like this move for the Trojans. There's just under 8.5 minutes in this ball game. The Pointers have really done a good job of clock possession. And if the Trojans don't come away with some points here, who knows how the rest of this game shakes out with the way the Pointer offense has been working today. So Devericks in the gun, back to pass, looking, still looking. rolls out. Now he's throws, and it's complete to Leighton, number 4. It's complete enough for the first down, but this could be a holding penalty. We'll see.
Devricks was underneath some pressure right there. His pocket was collapsing.
Yeah, that pocket sure collapsed fast.
We'll see what the call is right here.
And a holding on the Trojans. So once again, Michael, they shoot themselves in the foot.
That doesn't help them at all. So instead of a first down, now they're stuck on 4th down.
Deontay Randall, the senior offensive lineman from Los Angeles, California, guilty of the hold, moving the Titans back. Moving the Trojans back even more than they were.
Trojans are now on the 40-yard line. Have to go a good amount of yards in order to get the first.
Huge play for the Pointers defense. They really could possibly put the nail in the coffin if they stop him here. Devricks back to pass, looking, throws down the field towards the end zone, and it is incomplete.
Oh.
His intended receiver, was his target, number 4, Mason Leighton. Jumped to attempt to catch it, bounced up into the air, and either O.J. James or Sam Schaefer were going to come down with the interception, but it bounced incomplete. So either way, another stop by the Pointers defense.
It looked like O.J. James had his hands on it not once but twice on that deflection right there. And I think it's actually better that they just knocked it away incomplete, because had they intercepted it right there, they would have been on their own 5-yard line and have to get out of there.
Exactly. The Pointers start their drive 1st and 10 at their own 40. Great field position once again.
If I'm the Pointers right here, I think running the ball is definitely the safer way to go. Try to eat up as much clock as you can, and if you can get in the end zone, I think that'd be, as Wayne Larrabee would say, the dagger.
So 1st and 10 at their own 40. Armansky in the gun. Hands off to Stegall. And he gets maybe a yard on the play. Keeps the clock moving, stays in bounds. 2nd and 9 from their own 41. Pointers doing a little bit of a hurry-up offense now. Shamaj Williams in the backfield next to Armansky. Armansky with that hard count had some Trojans defensive linemen jumping, but they were able to stay on their side of the ball. Armansky in the gun waiting for the snap. Takes the snap, hands off to Williams, and he powers ahead. Gets maybe 2-3 yards on the play. Looked like maybe some Pointer offensive linemen jumped a little early, but what do I know? I'm not an official.
It may have looked like they were trying to get someone from Dakota State off sides, but it didn't work out.
So 3rd and 6 from their own 44. Hard count. Once again, Armansky really loves using that hard count. 3rd and 6 from their own 44. 7 seconds on the play clock. 6 seconds. 5, 3, 2. Armansky with the handoff to Shamaj Williams. Bounces it ahead. And he's hit. Still moving. Looks to be maybe a yard short of the first down.
It looked like for a second there that he was going to only get about 2-3 yards on that carry, but ended up breaking up a little bit more, maybe short of the first down, however.
You go for it if you're the Pointers?
4th and 3 near midfield. I think it's probably best if you just keep your offense on here, and it looks like they will.
That looks to be what they're doing. So 4th and 3 from the 47. Armansky in the gun.
They're going to try and see if they can draw Dakota State off sides.
8 seconds on the play clock now.
I think they may take a timeout here, and they will.
Great play clock management by head coach Greg Brightback. Real smart move. And now presumably they'll punt the ball away. Just over 5 minutes left in the ball game. And we'll keep it right. Actually, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back after this.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. We're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
Welcome back to the ball game, folks. 5:14 left here in the ball game. Pointers up by 10, 38-28. 4th and 3 from their own 47. They're going to punt the ball away. Alongside me is Michael Wengen. I'm Ben Zatuni. Michael, a real treat of a ball game to call today.
Especially for us Pointer fans. We haven't seen anything like this in the past couple of games.
The punt is away. Line drive kick. And there's nobody back. There's nobody back for Dakota State. At least I didn't see anybody. Really puzzling what Dakota State was doing there. And it went out of bounds inside it. It was definitely inside the 15.
I would say around the 10-yard line.
Well, I mean, that's interesting. We'll see if what Dakota State can do with this bad field position. But really, bad field position hasn't been much of a problem for Dakota State today.
Yeah.
With this Pointers defense, I think the Pointers defense is up for another stop here. And Dakota State only has one timeout left in the game. Just about 5 minutes left, and the Pointers have 2 timeouts in the game.
Yeah, kind of a low, high bounce punt by Blease, and able to make something out of it.
Deverick's back to pass, looking, throws, hit as he throws, and he's taken down by Boyd Delabrew, and now Deverick's a little slow to get up. Tell you what, Boyd Delabrew really has gotten some great pressure on the Trojans quarterback today.
And to put that amount of pressure right near the Trojan zone end zone is what I like to see out of this Pointers defense.
So it brings up 2nd and 10 at their own 10. Deverick's in the gun. Back to pass. Looking, still looking. Decides to keep it himself. And looks to have gotten enough for the first down, maybe. Still going. Wow, still going. He gets more than enough for the first down. Great run by Deverick's there.
Yeah,
Not afraid to run when the pocket collapses rather than taking the sack.
Got to give Deverick's credit there. His pocket, as you mentioned, Ben, was collapsing and almost got sacked right near his own end zone. So able to take something and make something out of it.
So 1st and 10 at their own 25 for the Trojans. Just about 4.5 minutes left in the ball game. Hand off to Fredrickson up the middle. And he's hit and taken down by Ryan Strick and O.J. James.
That Pointers defensive line really left a big hole for Fredericks to go up through, and they pick up another 5 yards.
So 2nd and 5 from their own 30. Deverick's in the gun, waiting for the snap. Back to pass, looking, throws down the field, intercepted by the Pointers. That's number 5, Omari Johnson. Deverick's threw it straight to him.
Oh my goodness!
What a play for the Pointers defense. Deep in Dakota State territory, they have a chance to blow this game back wide open.
And that's the 3rd turnover of the evening by the Trojans. The 2nd interception of the night. This one thrown by Devericks this time, though. What a play by Omari Johnson to step up and
I don't know
be at
how
the right
Devericks
time.
didn't see him standing right there. It's not like Johnson jumped the route at all. He was right there. He stood right in front of that wide receiver the whole time.
Not only that, the Pointers are on the Trojan side of the field on the 35, so they're in good field position already.
1st and 10 at the Trojan 34 for the Pointers. No, with them being so far in Trojan territory, you just keep running the ball?
I think so. Try to eat up as much clock as you can.
4 minutes left in the ball game. Hermansky throws it over the middle. It's caught by the Pointers. Touchdown! Number 80, Alex Adams, the freshman, getting the touchdown. Wide open over the middle. Man, Michael, good thing they don't listen to us. Pointers up 44-28 here. Just under 4 minutes left in the ball game. Great play by the Pointers.
I guess it didn't really matter what I said there because, even though they could have decided to take time off the clock as they can, getting a score like that to really kind of put the game a little bit out of reach will do the trick.
Pontario on to attempt extra point. And a false start by Pontario. You don't see that too often, Michael. When do you see a false start by the kicker?
I don't think I've really ever seen that even in the NFL.
Oh, excuse me, 72. I saw Pontario start his walk up to the kick a little early, so I thought it was on him, but false start nonetheless.
And that's a good thing that they got. Maybe it was a good thing because Pontario's kick was actually no good. It fell short.
So Pontario on to attempt extra point. High snap, or bad snap by Hermansky. He's keeping it. Incomplete. Second time today there's been a bad snap. Right before halftime, a bad snap. And Hermansky threw it and tried to complete it to Sean Kuhn for a touchdown before halftime. Bad snap again. Hermansky picked it up and tried to throw it to Pontario. Incomplete once again. So 2 missed points for Pontario so far today. Pointers still up over the Trojans, 44-28.
Yeah, what a great play by Hermansky on that last throw. It really stepped up, found the right man for it, and now we're looking at a noticeable difference now in points. It went from 3 points to now almost 20 points. So big things we saw out of this Pointers offense.
So just under 4 minutes left in the ball game. This Pointer offense, Michael, we've said it time and time again in this broadcast. This Pointer offense sure has been fun to watch today, especially Hermansky through the air.
Sure has been, and actually looking at the scoreboard, the Pointers have scored more points today than they have this entire season. So that's a really, really great stat to look at.
Pointers 0-2 coming into this ball game, losing the first game 45-21 to John Carroll and 16-13 last week against Wabash. Pontario kicks the ball away. That's returned by number 14, Baylor Harding, and he's taken down by a host of Pointer.
Yeah, it looked like the guy that came out of
Number 4, Cameron Krasansky.
And Elijah Hickman, too, came out of nowhere and just was able to wrap him up and take him down. Almost like came out of like a whiplash.
So 3:48 left here in the ball game. Pointers up over the Trojans, 44-28. Trojans starting their drive at their own 22. Deverick's in the gun, back to pass, looking, still looking, hit as he throws, incomplete. Oh man, what a hit.
Yeah, Deverick's took a shot right there at the end. It's a good thing he didn't, get called. It's a good thing that...
It looks like Boyd Delber once again laid the wood on the quarterback. Man, what a hit that was.
Wasn't anything too
serious. Could have been another
serious.
interception for the Pointers. So 2nd and 10. Deverick's back to pass. Looking, throws over the middle, and it's complete to Galloway. Still loose, and he was tackled. A Pointer defender dove trying to tip the pass, but Deverick still got it to Galloway. Not enough for the first down.
Deverick was still able to thread the needle on that play.
3rd and one it brings up for the Trojans. Back to passes, Deverick looks, throws, intercepted by Omari Johnson. He's going to take it the other way for 6 touchdown Pointers. Omari Johnson, his 2nd interception, back-to-back drives for the Pointers. He takes it the other way to 6. And you know what, folks? I think it's safe to say there's your day in this ballgame. Pointers now up over the Trojans, 50-28 here at Goerke Park. This time, Johnson jumped the roof.
Back-to-back interceptions for Johnson, but this time he takes it in for 6, jumped right in front of Deverick's throw again, and this time I think Deverick saw him, but Johnson was right there, and he was off to the races after that.
Man, I tell you what, Michael, this ball game, it's been a heck of a ball game here at Goerke Park.
I think this has been a lot of fun. I think you look like you're in a good mood, Ben. I think you're enjoying this.
Yeah, I am. Hopefully it'll turn out to be the Pointers' first win of the season, the first win for Coach Greg Biteback. And the extra point is up and good by Victor Ponterio. Looks to be the first win of the season for the Pointers. First win as Pointers head coach for Greg Brightback. He was here previously a couple years back as an assistant, but man, I tell you what, there really haven't been too many mistakes made by the Pointers offensively and defensively.
I haven't seen too many hiccups at all with this Pointers team, but on the Dakota State side of things, they've had 4 turnovers now in tonight's contest, and it's definitely been the Pointers' defense. They definitely, I think, been the story of the game. But the offense, you have to give a good amount of credit to.
They came to play today. Omari Johnson, 2 interceptions. Ryan Strick's been great. Boyd Delabrew's gotten some pretty solid hits on the quarterback from his defensive line position. This game's been fun to call up here in the booth, and I'm sure it's been fun to watch for the for the fans down in the seats.
With 3:09 left, the Pointers still hold a very sizable lead yet, but if their defense continues to hold the way that they have, and they will definitely have this game out and done.
Ponterio on for the kickoff. Deep back is Harding and Layton for the Trojans. And it's going to be Harding fair catching it at the 14, maybe the 15-yard line. Really some questionable special teams plays by Dakota State, today.
Yeah, they're down by this number of points, and you still had actually a good amount of room to run. I just don't know why they decided to call for a fair catch at the 15. Or rather, it looks like they'll be on the 25. So, Dakota State's offense is going to at least try to get something out of this last drive here, or this drive here.
1st and 10 at their own 25. Devericks takes a snap, back to pass, looking, throws, complete. That looks to be complete to Harding. That's number 11. That's Trevor Listman, the junior wide receiver.
Looks like he picked up about 7 on that play.
Keep the clock moving. 2nd and 3rd. Back to passes Devericks. Looking, throws. Still running, throws. And it's complete to Galloway. Solid tight coverage by Sam Schaefer.
Sam
Schaefer and also 21, O.J. James.
Galloway was catching that ball in traffic.
James looks to be limping a little bit, so we'll see if Dakota State tries to target him. Back passes Devericks, throws, and it's complete to Galloway. What? Man, I tell you what, Boyd Delabrew, he's a heat-seeking missile, and his targets the quarterback every single play. Another solid hit he put on Devericks, just as Devericks got the ball away.
Devericks has to get that ball off in a certain amount of time.
He brings up 1st and 10 at the Pointer 47. Back passes Devericks, looking, throws, incomplete. His attempted receiver was Baylor Harding, and incomplete off the turf. So it brings up 2nd and 10 at the 47.
Incompletion stops the clock and makes it only 2nd and 10. It gives this defense a chance to catch its breath for a second and get back to work.
So Devericks in the gun, Fredrickson behind him, Galloway at the bottom of the screen. Back to passes Devericks, looking, throws, and it's incomplete. Listman dropped that pass. He was wide open, and Listman dropped it, so it brings up 3rd and 10. Just about 2 minutes left here in the game. Probably the most crucial 3rd down for the Trojans all game.
The last 2 passes that Devericks has thrown have not been going towards his targets. They've been down in the ground, and his receivers have to go for those.
Devericks in the gun. Back And delayed handoff to Fredrickson, and he's loose. He's got room to run, and he gets the first down, it looks like. So moves the chains on third down.
Trojans trying the draw play right there on third down, and that time it works. Pick up the first down and keep the chains moving, and clock's still going.
Under a minute left in the ball game. Deverick's in the gun. Back to pass. Looking. Throws. Oh, what a hit. What a hit by number 3 on the Pointers, Markel Outlaw. And Harding's down in some pain. Outlaw laid the wood. Good solid hit as soon as Harding caught that pass.
Once Harding made that play, Outlaw was right there coming at him like a train, and he's down on the ground, and he took a really hard hit on that play. Definitely something that all receivers don't want to have to go through or hope that they don't experience when they're in the game. So,
looking ahead, Michael, I don't know about you, but for me, I really don't know who I'm going to pick as the player of the game. Urmanski's played well. Boyd Delbrew's played well. Zach Bosic's played well. Everybody's played well. And Omari Johnson, 2 interceptions, 1 return for touchdown.
I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe even doing like an offensive and a defensive player of the game because I just can't pick it just to one person. There's been so many contributions by this Pointers team overall on both sides of the ball. And, this is something that we haven't seen the first few games. So to have this kind of effort by all your players tonight really says a lot about how much this team is improving. And hopefully down the stretch we'll see them play this way against some tougher competition in the WIAC.
Wow. They're reading off the WIAC scores here, and Whitewater had a convincing win over a school from Georgia at home. Warhawks went big, 73-0, as did Platteville, and Oshkosh won as well. And Deverick's back to pass, looking pressured. Intercepted by Ryan Strick. He's got room to run across the 40, and he immediately kneels. Michael, there's your ball game.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is your dagger.
Hello, Ryan Strick. He's had himself a heck of a ball game. Caps it off with an interception.
I think Strick, might want that player of the game honor that we'll be given here at the end. I don't know. There's just been so many guys who have contributed today. That's the 5th turnover by Dakota State this afternoon. Not much more of the...
One timeout left for Dakota State. 1:24 left in the ball game. Pointers really can just kneel out the clock, run out the clock, and that looks to be what they're doing.
Pointers get set to kneel down in victory formation.
Hermansky kneels down. They'll let the clock run down a little bit.
What a game by this Pointers team overall, Ben.
It's been a great game start to finish. The Pointers were up 21-0 after the first quarter. Dakota State got this game as close as 3 points, and the Pointers are going to win 51-28. Under a minute left in the ball game. One heck of a game. Second home game for the Pointers, their last non-conference game of the season. First career win as Pointers head coach for head coach Greg Reitback in his first season.
Yeah, and it's finally nice to see him get a victory, and especially here at home. The first game against John Carroll here at the beginning of September didn't go the Pointers' way, and last week they fell short against Wabash. But to come in today and have this home victory against Dakota State, a team they never faced before, is something really great for this team going forward.
Great win for the Pointers. The players come on the midfield. First career win as Pointers head coach, as we mentioned, for Greg Reitback. Hats off to him. The Pointers, I'm sure the coaches will find a few things they want the Pointers to do well in next week when they watch the film this week. But the Pointers, they really played almost a mistake-free ball game. Great win for the Pointers.
I agree so, and definitely a great time, to be out here tonight as a Pointers fan, and great team effort overall.
Yeah, right you are, Michael. We're going to take a quick commercial break, then we'll be back with our short pregame show before we end it here from Goerke Park.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, we're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
This UWSP sports broadcast is brought to you by SPTV. Let's make media together.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things, ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college, I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader. And I think that was something I had the capability of doing. And forever grateful that being a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out to community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility to pursue different interests and passions to go D3.
You can't go and work for a software company that's quite like this.
With programming, you see this concept become a reality. And I think that's really rewarding.
When people first come in, they immediately realize they are a part of a family.
They really care that people are happy here.
You're going to find that you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to look forward to coming to work. We've got a core of individuals that are going to reach a lot of new heights.
We're growing fast and always hiring. Apply today at skyward.com/careers.
Don't have a television? Don't worry. SPTV is available on demand at uwsp.edu/SPTV. Find your favorite shows on our website, plus links to all of our YouTube content. Stay up to date with SPTV news that includes information about campus and community happenings. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, we're SPTV-UWSP Television. SPTV. Let's make media together.
This UWSP sports broadcast is brought to you by SPTV. Let's make media together.
When you're in college, you kind of find out who you are. And throughout your 4 years, you develop yourself with all the different experiences, which leads into dedicating yourself to your community, to your family. So when you're a senior, you're coming out a well-rounded person.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests outside of the classroom and outside of the court or field. I've had the ability to get into different activities and organizations, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
Getting to be involved in a lot of different things, ranging from obviously being a student athlete to getting involved with my campus and my community, and not only being allowed to do that, but being encouraged to do that.
The opportunity to be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, to have the professors know me on a personal level, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Being a part of the different activities and organizations that I've been a part of, I'm actually able to see myself where I'm like, hey, I actually can make a change. I'm one person that can make a difference. It really helps you develop thinking from other people's perspectives and looking at problems from outside the box.
Division III has helped me to develop teamwork skills, critical thinking skills, time management skills.
I've definitely learned how to really be myself. I found out, yes, I am actually a good leader, and yes, I can actually put myself forward because I am good enough. I can do it.
Coming in to college, I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of different career goals, and I've learned so much about myself that I was always like growing and changing.
When I got to college, it forced me to step up and become more of a leader, and I think that was something I had the capability of doing, and forever grateful that being at a Division III school gave me that opportunity.
You have to dedicate your time in the classroom, you have to dedicate your time in the gym, on the field, on the court.
Our coaches and the entirety of the athletic department, they valued the student athlete going out to community and trying something new and getting involved in campus life.
You can get involved in so many different things. So the possibilities are truly limitless for what you can do with your college experience. You can kind of make it your own in the Division III setting. So I would encourage people who want to have flexibility to pursue different interests and passions to go D3.
Welcome back to the broadcast, folks. Sorry if we had some minor technical difficulties. Final here from Goerke Park and Stevens Point. The Pointers win big over the Dakota State Trojans from South Dakota. 51-28 is the final score. I'm Ben Zatuni, alongside me, Michael Wengen. Michael, we'll make it real quick since I'm sure everybody wants to get out of here. It seemed there are so many players offensively and defensively that played well for the Pointers. Who would you say your game MVPs are?
I would say on the offensive side of things, I got to go with Matt Hermansky, 15 of 28 for 268 yards, 3 touchdowns, and only was sacked once. That was a great performance by him. They got to give him a lot of credit for how he played tonight. And on the defensive side, I think I got to go with Omari Johnson, 6 total tackles, and not to mention 2 interceptions, including 1 pick six. So great job on both sides of the ball by the Pointers.
Offensively, for me, I'm going to go with Zach Bosick. He had 14 carries for 150 yards, a touchdown. And then defensively, Ryan Strick, 5 tackles, 3 unassisted, and he also had 1.5 tackles for a loss. He came to play today. One of the players that we mentioned in our pregame show as players to watch. Pointers are now 1-2 on the season. 1-2 on the season. Dakota State falls to 1-3. The Pointers get their first win for first-year head coach Greg Wrightback. Looking next week, the next game, the 29th at the end of the month, the pink game here at Goerke Park. The Pointers host as Platteville comes to town. Should be a great game between the Pioneers and the Pointers. Michael, any last words for the fans at home?
Thank you for tuning into tonight's broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we had calling it.
Yeah, it sure was a blast to call, and it looked like it was equally fun for people to watch. So for Michael Wengen, I'm Ben Zatuni. We'll see you next time with Pointer Football.